Well, we should be live here. Let me go ahead and pull it up, make sure. Yep, it looks like we are. Awesome, awesome. Of course, I can't see half your comments. I'll fix that in a second. But anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching. So today, this live stream is going to be about Nvidia's GTC 2021 keynote, featuring Nvidia founder and CEO Jensen Huang. Apparently, it will be like officially starting in like almost 30 minutes. But the thing is, apparently they're starting in like 15 minutes, so I just started 15 minutes before that. But in any case, we do have at least 15 minutes where I can answer some of your guys' questions. When the thing is over, I also will be, hold on, let me just move this over so I can see your guys' chat. I also will be answering some questions afterwards for a little bit as well. So there's that. But in any case, so during this live stream, before it happens, I'll be answering questions, and if you want to get added to the Discord, if you do a super chat during this live stream, that's a good way to get added to the channel Discord. Also, if you do it afterwards, I mean, you can do it whenever you want, but I'm assuming you probably don't want to do it during the streams. So let's see, what are the chances of a 3080 release today? Well, it's a Monday, so there's a chance. But let's see. I don't know why, but when I put this stream like into half my screen, there we go. Okay, all right, got it figured out. Now I can see everyone's comments. All right, dude, I'm literally in the hairdressers. That's wild. And by the way, when it starts, I have it ready here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let me grab the other. Yep. So when it starts, I have it ready. Here's what you guys will be seeing. I'll move my camera aside. But in any case, for right now, this is what you're seeing, so deal with it. You got to do my chair intro? All right, let's do it. There you go. Link to official stream. I mean, if you just look up GTC 2021 keynote, you can find it there. But it doesn't start for 10 minutes. So we got 10 minutes here. What cooler should I get for the 3700X? Do those not come with coolers? If they don't, maybe just a good air cooler or like a Arctic liquid freezer 280 water cooler maybe. That'd be a good one. Let me just pull the chat onto my main screen so I'm not looking away from the camera until it starts. Okay, let's see. I bet they announce a date for the 3080 Ti, if they even announce 3080 Ti. Yeah, so for everyone who's watching right now, there's no necessarily guarantee that they're going to be showing a 3080 Ti. The last rumors that we heard was it got pushed off until next month. I'm assuming this was the event in which they were probably going to reveal it. I don't know. They may still tease it. They may even like announce a release date. It's possible, but we'll see what happens. I figure any possibility, hey, let's stream it. Let's see what happens. Who knows? Were you able to get any GPUs through EVGAQ? Yeah, I got a 3080 for a friend as well as a 3060. The EVGAQ works really well, but you have to sign up and get in queue right away, like the second it happens. So, and it still takes like a couple weeks. Now we got a super chat from GHXST. Thank you so much for the $5. He says, I have to ask, what with the intros do you think GPU shortages will get better, like genuinely? The intro's the thing now. It's just part of the channel. So I guess that's the only answer I can have for that. I don't know. It's just something we do here. So it's like I started a long time ago and people like it now, so we're gonna keep doing it, baby. And do I think GPU shortages will get better? Well, it does seem like they are already getting better. I assume that trend is going to continue. It seems like I'm just getting like nonstop notifications of drops all the time. Now a lot of them are like single items on Amazon. That doesn't really count because those just go out of stock immediately. But I've been seeing a lot of drops of these products recently when I'm following bots, and I've been seeing more people get successful purchases. Obviously, most people still aren't because you're fighting with so many people to try and get only a few amount of products. But it definitely seems like it is improving, and I would expect it to improve more and more throughout the rest of the year. So I think things will only get better. I can't really see any other way it could possibly get any worse. Maybe if like Bitcoin becomes worth like $1 million or something. Other than that, I have no idea. It seems like it's only going to continue to get better. What bot should I use for 3070? I just follow a bro bot. That's what I've been following recently. I've been having decent success. Gordon Christopher says WCCF Tech seems to think that there's no chance of a 3080 Ti reveal today, and it'll only concern data center parts. That's certainly possible. That's certainly possible. Like I said, it's not guaranteed, but if there's a chance, hey, maybe. We'll see what happens. Any bot for Europe? I think so. There's always a stock drops as a bot if you want Discord. I do know Brobot has a Telegram. I believe it works in Europe, but not their Discord. So maybe stock drops if you're looking at Discord in Europe. Corsair 5000. Okay. I bought a 6700 XT for €850 MSRP in Germany. Too much. At least I got one. Yeah, at least you got something, I guess. Let's see. Do what you always do at the start of every video, please. Yeah, you already missed it, but I'll do it one more time. All right, ready? Oh, my back. Announcing Lovelace today. Yep. RTX 4000s. It's coming next month, guys. All right. You look like you just woke up. I pretty much did just wake up. I probably should have put in like some eye drops or something. Sometimes when I just get up, my eyes are like, ugh. But all right, so I believe the stream's going to be starting in about 5 minutes, but it doesn't like officially start until like 25 minutes or something. I don't know. Or 15, 20 minutes or something. So will prices come back to normal in 2 months from now? No. Prices are not coming back to normal, at least for a long time, if ever. Prices may actually even go further up. Maybe not like AIB models, but like Founders Edition cards in the future. I don't see like a Founders Edition 4080 being $700. More realistically, probably somewhere between $800 and $1,000, simply due to inflation as well as tariffs. If tariffs don't go away, inflation is going to be nasty, guys. Like your dollar is going to be buying a whole lot less than it does now, and it's kind of already starting to happen. I mean, when the government prints trillions of dollars, there's only so much. It's going to inflate things. It's going to be rough. So products are going to get a lot more expensive. Everything's going to get a lot more expensive. All right. There's no going back now. We can only go forward. Yep, pretty much. That's why crypto prices are doing so well, because the government's printing money. Yeah, pretty much right now. Yeah, who knows what'll happen with that? There's so many factors at play with that whole situation. Just wait for market to collapse soon. I'm no, like, don't be investing or anything based on what you tell you, but I don't think there'll be like a immediate market collapse. It seems like everyone has a lot of money to buy stuff, but at least certain parts of the U.S. seem like they have a lot of money to buy stuff. Apparently, if 3080s and 3090s are flying off the shelves. So let's see. So yeah, I think like people are buying houses left and right and stuff. So I don't think that's gonna happen. But your money's just gonna be buying less. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. Okay. I think I need to move my camera up just a touch here. Yeah. Or is that too much now? All right, I guess it was too much. I guess I had it perfect. All right. If market drops by 20%, you buy because you're getting a big discount. Okay. Actually, just a singing stream. Yeah, so the official stream starts in like 4 minutes, I believe here, 3-4 minutes, and then I will be doing some of this. Oh, of course, it grabs the wrong one again. I'll be doing this, so don't worry. We are actually watching it. And of course, I'll be grabbing my headphones when that happens. Still haven't fixed your audio panels? Oh, behind me? I mean, what's wrong with them? Buy high, sell low. There's some good advice for you. Unless Bitcoin crashes, no hope for GPU. I wouldn't say that's necessarily true. I think mining and gaming could be possible at the same time. Like, yes, it may be slightly more difficult to get a card while that's going on. But, you know, if demand from the general public reduces significantly, if prices are still high, you probably will be able to buy stuff. Now, if demand reduces significantly and the prices drop, then yeah, maybe miners will start buying up like everything if it's like really, really profitable. But for me, I think the big problem right now, I mean, if you take a look at the Steam charts, there's a lot of people playing games and there's a lot of people trying to buy RTX 30 series cards. I don't know a single person with a PC who doesn't want either an RTX 30 series card or an AMD Radeon RX 6000 series card. It's wild. There's a lot of demand. Mining profit has dropped lately. Good. Jaws 2016 says, I ran a poll on Reddit and 103 people said they couldn't get a 30 series card and 4 people said they could. Well, here's the problem. Like a data set of 100 people is pretty much nothing. I've run a poll, Red Gaming Tech's run a poll. Between us, we've had like 30, 40,000 responses. For me, it's about half the people were able to get a card that wanted one. For him, it was over half. Now, of course, these are people who are more dedicated, who know what to do, know how to get cards. So, of course, there's going to be kind of a, something going on with that too, where it's not necessarily pure data. I mean, if you were to just grab everyone, it probably would be a little bit lower. But 100 responses is not very much. And the people who are going to respond on Reddit are going to be people who are angry. So, yeah, that's because Reddit's just full of angry people. Let's be honest. RTX 4000 series win. They're announcing it during this live stream, guys. RTX 4000, it's incoming. Okay, so it's about to start in 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and reduce my window size here so we can take a look at it, because supposedly it's starting here. It may just be a countdown. If that's the case, then right. Oh, I can't even full screen it yet, so because it hasn't started. All right. Let's see. I got RTX 3080 the Win 3 Ultra from Micro Center. That's pretty awesome. What do you think about Newegg Shuffle? Newegg Shuffle's not actually that bad. Oh, it's loud. Let me know if that's good. It seems a little loud still. Let me reduce it. They always do this. They always have like their intros be just like blasting loud, and then they're talking like, "Hey guys, I have a new video card. I have a new video card to announce to you guys, please." It's still too loud. Okay. I have it at -20. I have it at negative 20 decibels right now, and it's still loud. This is what they always do. This. They're like, there's a new event coming out. They take like their dial for the sound, just go, turn it up to 11. Do a backflip. This guy's always asking me to do a backflip, like as if A, there's any room in here, and B, as if I could even do one. Alan Markovitz says, love your channel. Well, thank you so much. Like the ads on TV that blast your ears off. This is worse. Like, at least on TV, there's kind of like the ads are a little bit louder and the TV's louder. No, this will be like just blasting the loudest thing you've ever heard in your life, and they're like, all right guys, it's Jensen Huang, and we're here to announce the RTX 3080 Ti. It's ridiculous. Alright, so it looks like it's starting in like 10 seconds here. Then I'll have to turn the audio way up because, Lord. Okay, let's see. What are they going to say? Let's see what we got here. Oh. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, okay. So I've got to turn my audio down because I can't hear a thing. I'll do it that in a second. It's so loud. It is. Now it's loud for me. So. Okay. Anyway. Looks like it starts in 12 minutes. They just have like a pre-thing. They're showing all the people who are going to be on here, I guess. I don't know. No way it's a GPU announcement. Yeah, we'll see. I haven't heard anything, so we'll see what happens. But it's like sometimes they surprise you, and I think this was the original date they were going to show off 3080 Ti, so we'll just see what happens. Hey, I'll take any chance I can get, baby. Yeah, they literally had a countdown to a countdown. This is like AMD announcing an announcement stream where they'll then announce a video card release date. What is this? This is a live stream. Welcome. Alright, let's see. Countdown to the countdown for the announcement of the announcement. Yeah, you're right about that. It'll be a countdown to a countdown to show where they might tease an announcement, a future announcement video to announce a video card that'll get delayed. Generic smart people photos. Oh my. Debated, yeah. Let's see. Nvidia's trolling us with these announcement countdowns. Miner card would surprise me. Yeah, they'll be showing off their new mining series. I mean, that's probably more likely than a new video card, let's be honest. So, the Nitro Blade says, do you think it'll be almost the same as RTX 3090 when it comes to performance, or maybe it'll be close to RTX 3090? Yeah, it'll be like the exact same. It'll just like, it'll be harder to get it to clock as high, maybe. Other than that, like if you give it enough power, it won't matter. They're starting a cryptocurrency. That's what this is about, yeah. I'm turning this down even further. It's annoying. Plus, you just know. I bet that this stream has already been claimed. I just thought about that. Nvidia's the only ones who play this copyrighted crap. So you know what? For right now, we're just gonna mute this because their music sucks anyway, and they're just gonna claim the video. So, yeah, that's great. I just thought about that. That is... And, like, you'll be talking over it, and they'll still claim it. It's ridiculous. I wish, like, AMD never does that. I wish NVIDIA would stop using... Yeah, they should start using royalty-free music. Hey, Greg White says thank you. All right, so we got about 10 more minutes here, roughly. So if you got some questions, get them in now, and then afterwards we'll do some questions as well. Chances of Sam rival? I mean, they literally just announced that. I made a whole video on it. They definitely have that already. All right, Pog Salad says, do you think they will have a 16 gigabyte model of the 3070 Ti? If so, how much do you think it'll cost? Maybe. We'll see. If it happens, it won't be for a while. It would be at least $600 would be my guess. But there's no way of saying for sure. Oh my gosh. Of course we got some crypto guy in here. All right. We are going to hide you from... There's always some scammer. Always. This is like probably the most annoying. As annoying as it is to not get video cards, you know what's even more annoying for me when crypto takes off? It's the constant scam bots that just go all over the videos. You don't even have to mention it. You literally, or like you could be in a video and you say the word mine, and they're just like mine, and all the crypto scamming accounts flood your comments. It's ridiculous. There's so many scammers in that community. It's out of control. YouTube bots have gotten way more advanced, yeah. It's always some ridiculous thing like, hey guys, I just made $5 billion in the last 5 days. Hit this link and you can too. Wouldn't it be better for them to make 16 gigabyte version or 16 gigabyte instead of 12? Well, they couldn't actually do that. Yeah, it's always message my WhatsApp. You ever look at Elon Musk replies to his tweets? They're all bots. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is literally for me, this is the most annoying part about when crypto has its little booms, is you just get like scammers all over the internet. And like there'll be people who create bots trying to convince people to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever when the price is super high, because they want it to continue to go up because they want to sell when it's high. It's a whole like, there's just a huge cottage industry around scamming and tricking people in that community. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what or what not to do with your money, but just be careful when you see all these bots in the comments telling you to do. Like, if you see anyone talking about how much money they made doing X, Y, or Z in the comments, 99% chance scam. And I made 1 billion Bitcoin in 5 minutes, and here's how you can too with one simple trick: enter your credit card info and the CVV. Yeah. Guys, Elon Musk needs your help, and he might get defeated by the government. All he needs to get Tesla vehicles to every single person is the credit card number on the front of your card, the CCV on the back, the month, date, and expiration, and he can help you right now. That's pretty much what it's like. It's like that Giorno Giovanna needs your help meme or whatever. Getting a stand these days, easy. All he needs is the credit card number on the front, the CCV, the CVV. Oh my lord, it's exactly what it's like. It looks like it's starting in 5 minutes here. Do you know when the release date is? I think it's like actually releasing next month, the 3080 Ti. Tesla with the 3080 Ti in it, confirmed. Let's see. Did I just hear Giorno Giovanna? Have you watched JoJo's? Yes, I have. Giorno Giovanna needs your help to beat Diavolo. All he needs is your credit card number. You guys haven't seen that meme. That's definitely, that's a good one. Seth Kessler in here. Was that a JoJo's reference? Why did they release a new card when the 30A isn't available? We'll see if they release something during the stream. There's no guarantee. Like, even if they do talk about something, it's not coming till next month. I'll tell you that much. But they may mention something about it, or give a release date that's possible. We'll see. It's probably mostly going to be like really business-related stuff is going to be my guess. They tend to do that like every single time. They just like pack it 90% with business stuff, and then there's like 10% gaming somewhere in there. What's GTC? Graphics Technology Conference. For a second, I thought it was like some sort of new coin you were talking about. Everyone enjoying the stream, leave a like. Yeah, I agree, Dan. Absolutely. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 likes during this stream. Let's see. Let's do it. So if you're watching the stream right now and you like it, let's just absolutely destroy that like button. Okay, let's see. Is the shortage getting worse? No, it seems like it's getting better. Let's see. Okay, I really hope 3050 Ti will not be efficient for Ethereum. I mean, it probably will, let's be honest. All right, it looks like we're starting in just under 3 minutes now, so that's good. The 5800X on, wait, hold on. The 5800X on eBay for $400 you showed me comes today. I'm worried it might have some bent pins. Well, here's what I've come to expect with AMD processors. It doesn't matter if I buy it secondhand. It doesn't matter if I buy it from Amazon. It doesn't matter if I buy it from Newegg. I end up getting them with bent pins every single time now. The last 3 Ryzen processors I've got had bent pins on them. And so I just expect having bent pins. Just have a tweezers on you when they arrive. Expect it's going to have bent pins, and it's typically pretty easy to fix. But for the love of God, AMD, on Ryzen 5000 or Ryzen 6000, please move away from PGA. It drives me nuts. I hate having to fix every processor I buy. It drives me nuts. Because like the 5900X I got, bent pins. 5800X, bent pins. 3800 XT, bent pins. In fact, there was a 3600 I got bent pins as well. It's just always, every time. And it's like you'll look at it and you'll be like, yeah, that's not going in the socket. PGA is pin grid array, I believe, and then LGA is land grid array. Is there something like that? I may be wrong. Okay. Hey GC, I wanted a 3080 Ti, but ended up spending 2133 euros on a 39 Oryx Extreme. Now I need to mod my thermal pads on the 2,000 euro card because VRAM is hot. What a joke. Yeah, that's if you don't have like a water cooler on a 3090, because like if you do a water loop on a 3090, it'll kind of extract some of the heat from the top chips down, since they kind of shoot heat into each other a little bit, to a degree. So if you're not water cooling, it's kind of a good idea to try and like cool the back of it if you can. You can like try putting, like different heat sinks on the top, or just pointing a fan at it or something. But it's not so bad that it's going to be downclocking, at least from the cards that I've tested a 3090 Founders Edition and Strix, and neither of them had downclocking issues. The VRM definitely ran hot, probably hotter than I'd like, but it had no problems running. JC says a 3090 is really only useful if you water cool to extract performance. I think the 3090 does like really start to stretch its legs when you cool it really well, because it's just such a power hungry hot card. But in any case, looks like we're starting in about 5 seconds here. Thank you everyone so much for watching this stream. Again, if you are watching and you're enjoying it, hit that like button. But here we go. Oh, it's starting. Oh, it's starting. This is interesting. Wowza. Oh yeah, we got no audio here. There you go. There you go, guys. Sorry about that.
Blending art and technology.
Let me turn it up.
To immerse our senses.
And turn up the volume for me.
I am a healer, helping us take the next step. And see what's possible.
I am a miner, someone says.
Yes.
I am a pioneer, finding life-saving answers.
Well, I guess no 3080 Ti, someone says. Yeah, it's not looking like it, is it? It's looking like a business stream, isn't it?
I am a guardian, defending our oceans.
Roger that. Fly by inbound.
And the magnificent
Oh, it's definitely not going to be a
creatures
gaming
that call
focused
them
stream.
home.
We'll see if they like talk about stuff though.
I am a protector.
Gino
helping
says,
the earth
I am
breathe
bored.
Easier. generations to come. I am a storyteller, giving emotion to words and bringing them to life.
That's weird.
I am even the composer of the music.
Wow, really? Some of this AI stuff's really interesting. Like, even if they don't announce a card or something, I'm definitely gonna be interested in watching
I
this.
am AI, brought to life by Nvidia, deep learning, and brilliant minds everywhere.
There are powerful forces shaping the world's
Look at his hair.
industries.
He's been growing that out.
Accelerated computing that we pioneered has supercharged scientific discovery while providing the computer industry a path forward. Artificial intelligence, particularly, has seen incredible advances. With Nvidia GPUs, computers learn, and software writes software no human can. The AI software is delivered as a service from the cloud, performing automation at the speed of light.
Yeah, he's got a mullet going on. That
Software
was
is now
wild.
composed of microservices that scale across the entire data center, treating the data center as a single unit of computing. AI and 5G are the ingredients
they
to
replace
kickstart
Jensen
the
with
fourth
AI?
industrial revolution, where automation and robotics can be deployed to far edges of the world.
You heard it here first,
There
folks.
is one more miracle we need: the metaverse, a virtual world that is a digital twin of ours. Welcome to GTC 2021. We're going to talk about these dynamics and more. Let me give you the architecture of my talk. It's organized in 4 stacks. This is how we work. As a full stack computing platform company, the flow also reflects the waves of AI and how we're expanding the reach of our platform to solve new problems and to enter new markets. First is Omniverse, built from the ground up on NVIDIA's body of work. It is a platform to create and simulate virtual worlds. We'll feature many applications of Omniverse, like design collaboration, simulation, and future robotic factories. The second stack is DGX and high-performance data centers. I'll feature Bluefield, new DGXs, new chips, and the new work we're doing in AI, drug discovery, and quantum computing. Here I'll also talk about ARM and new ARM
Look at that
partnerships.
mullet, guys.
The third
He's getting
stack
out of control.
is
Someone
one of our
needs to
most
stop him.
important new platforms, NVIDIA EGX with Aerial 5G. Now enterprises and industries can do AI and deploy AI on 5G. We'll talk about NVIDIA AI and pre-trained models like Jarvis Conversational AI. And finally, our work with the auto industry to revolutionize the future of transportation, NVIDIA Drive. We'll talk about new chips, new platforms and software, and lots of new customers. Let's get started. Scientists, researchers, developers, and creators are using NVIDIA to do amazing things. Your work gets global reach with the install base of over 1 billion CUDA GPUs shipped and 250 exaflops of GPU computing power in the cloud. 2.5 million developers and 7,500 startups are creating thousands of applications for accelerated computing. We're thrilled by the growth of the ecosystem we're building together, and we'll continue to put our heart and soul into advancing it. Building tools for the Da Vincis of our time is our purpose, and in doing so, we also help create the future. Democratizing high-performance computers
This is
is
something
one
special,
of
guys.
NVIDIA's
I've
greatest
never
contributions to
I've never seen a
science.
new haircut for
With
Jensen.
just the GeForce,
He's been rocking
every
the same
student
cut
can have a
forever.
supercomputer. This is how Alex Krzyzewski, Ilya, and Hinton trained AlexNet that caught the world's attention on deep learning. And with GPUs in supercomputers, we gave scientists a time machine. A scientist once told me that because of NVIDIA's work, he could do his life's work in his lifetime. I can't think of a greater purpose. Let me highlight a few achievements from last year. NVIDIA is continually optimizing the full stack. With the chips you have, your software runs faster every year, and even faster if you upgrade. On our golden suite of important science codes, we increased performance 13-fold in the last 5 years. And for some, performance doubled every year. NAMD Molecular Dynamics
Is he hiding
Simulator, for
cards in his
example, was
jacket?
re-architected and can now run across multiple GPUs. Researchers led by Dr. Rami Amaro at UC San
Hopefully in
Diego
his oven.
use this multi-GPU NAMD running on Oak Ridge Summit supercomputers 20,000 Nvidia GPUs to do the largest atomic simulation ever, 305 million atoms. This work was critical to a better understanding of the COVID-19 virus and accelerated the making of the vaccine. Dr. Amaro and her collaborators won the Gordon Bell Award for this important work. I'm very proud to welcome Dr. Amaro and more than 100,000 of you to this year's GTC, our largest ever by double. We have some of the greatest computer scientists and researchers of our time speaking here. 3 Turing Award winners, 12 Gordon Bell Award winners, 9 Kaggle Grand Masters, and even 10 Oscar winners. We're also delighted to have the brightest minds from industry sharing their discoveries. Leaders from every field, healthcare, auto, finance, retail, energy,
Why does he have a
internet
chopping
services,
block in front of him?
every major enterprise IT company. They're bringing you their latest work in COVID research.
I think that's where he's going to
data
set something.
science, cybersecurity, new approaches to
Maybe.
computer graphics, and the most recent advances in AI and robotics.
Yeah, he's
In
hiding.
total,
He's hiding the new card behind his hair.
1,600 talks about the most important technologies of our time,
That's why I grew
from
out
the
his
leaders
mullet.
in the field that are shaping our world. Welcome to GTC. Let's start where NVIDIA started, computer graphics. Computer graphics is the driving force of our technology. Hundreds of millions of gamers and creators each year seek out the best NVIDIA has to offer.
Could they get a
At its
sweatier
core,
picture?
computer graphics is about simulations. Using mathematics and computer science to simulate the interactions of light and material, the physics of objects, particles, and waves, and now simulating intelligence and animation. The science, engineering, and artistry that we dedicate in pursuit of achieving Mother Nature's physics has led to incredible advances and allowed our technology to contribute to advancing the basic sciences, the arts, and the industries. This last year, we introduced the second generation of RTX, a new rendering approach that fuses rasterization and programmable shading with hardware-accelerated ray tracing and artificial intelligence. This is the culmination of 10 years of research. RTX has reset computer graphics, giving developers a powerful new tool just as rasterization plateaus. Let me show you some amazing footage from games in development. The technology and artistry is amazing. We're giving the world's billion gamers an incredible reason to upgrade.
People are like hyping up this that game that they keep showing. It'll be interesting if it's any good. I don't know. When people hype stuff up, that usually is kind of a warning sign. What resolution are you watching this on? It looks blurry. I mean, that streams. That's just how streams are. I mean, trust me, it looks blurry for me too watching it. If I look at it, 1080p. That's as high as it goes.
RTX is a reset of computer graphics. It has enabled us to build Omniverse, a platform for connecting 3D worlds into a shared virtual world. One's not unlike the science fiction metaverse first described by Neil Stephenson in his early 1990s novel Snow Crash, where the metaverse would be collectives of
Streams are
shared
just
3D
on YouTube.
spaces,
Unless you're
virtually
doing like
enhanced
4K or
physical
really high
spaces
bit rate,
that are
it's just
extensions of the internet.
it's just going to be kind of blurry.
Pieces
Unless
of
they're
the early
even with
metaverse
images
vision
like this that are pretty
are already
static,
here.
it doesn't look that great.
Massive online social games like Fortnite or user-created virtual worlds like Minecraft. Let me tell you about Omniverse from the perspective of two applications: design collaboration and digital twins. There are several major parts of the platform. First, the Omniverse Nucleus, a database engine that connects users and enables the interchange of 3D assets and scene descriptions. Once connected, designers doing modeling, layout, shading, animation, lighting, special effects, or rendering can collaborate to create a scene. The Omniverse Nucleus is described with the open
Thank you,
standard
Michael, for the
USD,
$1, by the way.
Universal Scene Description, a fabulous interchange framework invented by Pixar. Multiple users can connect to Nucleus, transmitting and receiving changes to their world as USD snippets. The second part of Omniverse is the composition, rendering, and animation engine, the simulation of the virtual world. Omniverse is a platform built from the ground up to be physically based. It is fully path traced. Physics is simulated with NVIDIA PhysX, materials are simulated with NVIDIA MDL, and Omniverse is fully integrated with NVIDIA AI. Omniverse is cloud native, multi-GPU scalable, and runs on any RTX platform and streams remotely to any device. The third part is NVIDIA Cloud XR, a Stargate, if you will. You can teleport into Omniverse with VR, and AIs can teleport out of Omniverse with AR. Omniverse was released open beta in December. Let me show you what talented creators are doing. Creators are doing amazing things with Omniverse. At Foster & Partners, designers in 17 locations around the world are designing buildings together in their Omniverse shared virtual space. ILM is testing Omniverse to bring together internal and external tool pipelines from multiple studios. Omniverse lets them collaborate, render final shots in real time, and create massive virtual sets like holodecks. Ericsson is using Omniverse to do real-time 5G wave propagation simulation with many multi-path interferences. Twin Earth is creating a digital twin of Earth that will run on 20,000 NVIDIA GPUs. And Activision is using Omniverse to organize their more than 100,000 3D assets into a shared and searchable world.
That's actually pretty cool. This is for developers going to be a huge deal. I kind of talked about this sort of stuff
Bentley
with my
is
friends
the
a long
world's
time ago.
leading infrastructure engineering software company. Everything that's constructed, roads and bridges, rail and transit systems,
How come I don't use
airports and
memberships
seaports,
on YouTube?
about
Isn't
3%
that an
of the
option?
world's GDP, or $3.5
I'm pretty sure
trillion
you can become
a
a
year.
member.
Bentley software is used to design, model, and simulate the largest infrastructure projects in the world. 90% of the world's top 250 engineering firms use Bentley. They have a new platform called iTwin, an exciting strategy to use the 3D model after construction to monitor and optimize the performance throughout its life. We're super excited to partner with Bentley to create infrastructure digital twins in Omniverse. Bentley is the first third-party company to be developing a suite of applications on the Omniverse platform. This is just an awesome use of Omniverse, a great example of digital
Oh, there isn't a
twins,
join button. I
and
don't know. I'll have
Bentley
to
is
look
the
into that.
perfect
Maybe I
partner.
just forgot to enable
And
it.
here's Perry Nightingale from WPP, the largest ad agency in the world, to tell you what they're doing.
All right, now we got an ad
WPP is the
agency.
largest marketing services organization on the planet, and because of that, we're also one of the largest production companies in the world. That is a major carbon hotspot for us. We've partnered with Nvidia to capture locations virtually and bring them to life in studios with Omniverse. Over 10 billion points are turned into a giant mesh in Omniverse. For the first time, we can shoot locations virtually that are as real as the actual places themselves. Omniverse also changes the way we make work. A collaborative platform that means multiple artists at multiple points in the pipeline in multiple parts of the world can collaborate on a single scene. Real-time CGI and sustainable studios, collaboration with Omniverse is the future of film at WPP.
That's kind of interesting.
One of the most important features of Omniverse is that it obeys the laws of physics. Omniverse can simulate particles, fluids, materials, springs, and cables. This is a fundamental capability for robotics. Once trained, the AI and software can be downloaded from Omniverse. In this video, you'll see Omniverse's physics simulation with rigid and soft bodies, fluids, and finite element modeling, and a lot more. Enjoy.
Games. I think it could be really cool.
Omniverse is a physically based virtual world where robots can learn to be robots. They'll come in all sizes and shapes: box movers, pick and place arms, forklifts, cars, trucks. In the future, a factory will be a robot, orchestrating many robots inside, building cars that are robots themselves. We can use Omniverse to create virtual factory, train and simulate the factory and its robotic workers inside. The AI and software that run the virtual factory are exactly the same as what will run the actual one. The virtual and physical factories and their robots will operate in a loop. They are digital twins, connecting to ERP systems, simulating the throughput of the factory, simulating new plant layouts, and becoming the dashboard of the operator, even uplinking into a robot to teleoperate it. BMW may very well be the world's largest custom manufacturing company. BMW produces over 2 million cars a year. In their most advanced factory, a car a minute.
I can't get over the mullet that he's been growing.
We're working with BMW to create a future
This is getting
factory
wild.
designed completely in digital, simulated from beginning to end in Omniverse, creating a digital twin and operating a factory where robots
I
and
thought he might have
humans
been
work
pulling all
together.
his hair out because he can't get
Let's
enough
take
supply.
a look at the BMW factory.
Welcome to BMW Production, Jensen. I'm pleased to show you why BMW sets the standards for innovation and flexibility. Our collaboration with Nvidia Omniverse and Nvidia AI leads into a new era of digitalization of automobile production.
Fantastic to be with you, Milan. I'm excited to do this virtual factory visit with you.
We are inside the digital twin of BMW's assembly system, powered by Omniverse. For the first time, we are able to have our entire factory in simulation. Global teams can collaborate using different software packages like Revit, CATIA, or point clouds to design and plan the factory in real time.
Yeah, it's definitely
3D.
not. I
The
don't think these two are actually
to
talking
operate
to each
in a
other.
perfect simulation revolutionizes BMW's planning processes.
Are those gaskets still in the right place for you?
Yeah. BMW regularly reconfigures its factories to accommodate new vehicle launches. Here we see two planning experts located in different parts of the world, testing a new line design in Omniverse. One of them wormholes into an assembly simulation with a motion capture suit, records task movements, while the other expert adjusts the line design in real time. They work together to optimize the line as well as worker ergonomics and safety.
Can you tell how far I have to bend down there?
So we'll get you a taller one, but there's
Yeah, that's perfect.
We would like to be able to do this at scale in simulation.
That's exactly why NVIDIA has digital human for simulation. Digital humans are trained with data from real associates. You could then
That
use
is
digital
weird.
humans in simulation to test new workflows for worker ergonomics and efficiency.
Careful when you go back into your Amazon warehouse, you'll be strapping
Now
some
your
balls
factories
to
employ
you.
57,000
Some of those little
people
white balls.
that share workspace
Oh, yeah,
with
we're
many
doing some
robots
motion
designed to make their
capture today.
jobs easier. Let's talk about them.
You're right, Jensen. Robots are crucial for a modern production system.
They're just gonna
With
pretend to make
Nvidia
cars
Isaac
from
Robotics
now.
platform, BMW is deploying
We can't
a fleet
get enough
of
chips, so
intelligent
we're
robots
just making
for
a
logistics
digital
to improve
factory.
the material flow in our production. This agility is necessary since we produce 2.5 million vehicles per year. 99% of
Why
them
did the
are
robots
custom.
need masks?
Synthetic data generation
They're probably
and domain
just proving a
randomization
point.
available in Isaac are key to bootstrapping machine learning. Isaac Sim generates millions of synthetic images and vary the environment to teach the robots. Domain randomization can generate an infinite permutation of photorealistic objects, textures, orientations, and lighting conditions. It is ideal for generating ground truth, whether for detection, segmentation, or depth perception. Let me show you an example of how we can combine it all to operate your factory. With NVIDIA's Fleet Command, your associates can securely orchestrate robots and other devices in the factory from mission control. They can monitor in real time complex manufacturing cells, update software over the air, launch robot missions, and teleoperate. When a robot needs a helping hand, an alert can be sent to mission control, and one of your associates can take control to help the robot.
I think
We're in
Jensen
the
might be
digital
the only
twin
one
of one of your
rocking a mullet
factories.
these days, yeah.
But you have 30 others spread across 15 countries. The scale of BMW production is impressive, Milan.
Indeed, Jensen. The scale and complexity of our production network requires BMW to constantly innovate. I am happy about the tight collaboration between our two companies. NVIDIA Omniverse and NVIDIA AI give us the chance to simulate all 31 factories in our production
You know what I
network.
find funny is
These new
even when
innovations will
NVIDIA
reduce the
streams
planning
are having
times,
like a bunch of business
improve
stuff on
flexibility
it,
and precision,
it's somehow more
and at the end,
entertaining
produce 30%
than
more
AMD's
efficient
live
planning
stream
processes.
when they talk about business
Milan,
stuff. AMD needs to
I
work
could
on their
not
marketing.
be more proud
I
of the innovations that our collaboration is
It's
bringing to
really
the factories
weird.
of the future. I appreciate you hosting me for a virtual
Really,
visit
really
of
weird.
the digital twin of your BMW production. It is a work of art.
Can I make my mic louder?
The ecosystem is really excited about
I can get
Omniverse.
closer, baby.
This open platform with USD Universal 3D Interchange connects them into a large network of users. We have 12 connectors to major design tools already, with another 40 in flight. Omniverse connector SDK is available for download now. You can see that the most important design tools are already signed up. Our Lighthouse partners are from some of the world's largest industries: media and entertainment, gaming, architecture, engineering, construction, manufacturing, telecommunications,
GPU time, baby.
infrastructure, and
Yeah,
automotive.
we'll see.
Computer makers worldwide
We'll see if they have
are
a
building
gaming
NVIDIA-certified
section.
workstations,
I hope
notebooks,
so.
and
I
servers
hope they reveal some
optimized
sort
for
of card or
Omniverse.
talk about T
And starting
something.
this summer, Omniverse will be available for enterprise license. Omniverse, NVIDIA's platform for creating and simulating shared virtual worlds. Data center is the new unit of computing. Cloud computing and AI are driving fundamental changes in the architecture of data centers. Traditionally, enterprise data centers ran monolithic software packages. Virtualization started the trend towards software-defined data centers, allowing applications to move about and letting IT manage from a single pane of glass. With virtualization, the compute, networking, storage, and security functions are emulated in software running on the CPU. Though easier to manage, the added CPU load reduced the data center's capacity to run applications, which is its primary purpose. This illustration shows the added CPU load in the gold-colored part of the stack. Cloud computing re-architected the data centers again, now to provision services for billions of consumers. Monolithic applications were disaggregated into smaller microservices that can take advantage of any idle resource.
What are they even talking
Equally
about right
important, Multiple engineering teams can work concurrently using CI/CD methods. Data center networks became swamped by east-west traffic generated by
Having fun,
disaggregated
question.
microservices.
You know, I kind of like when they
CSPs
show
tackled
off
this with
some of the
Mellanox's
factory stuff or
high-speed,
the AI stuff, but
low-latency networking.
the networking,
deep learning
that's
emerged.
where you lose me.
Magical internet services were
I
rolled
took some
out,
networking classes,
attracting more customers and better
and they
engagement
were
than ever.
so
Deep learning
boring
is
for me.
compute intensive, which drove adoption of GPUs.
Networking's where you lose me.
Nearly overnight, consumer AI services became the biggest users of GPU supercomputing technologies. Now, adding zero trust security initiatives makes
Yeah, that
infrastructure
mullet
software
is fire. That's
processing
wild.
one of the
He's talking
largest
about server
workloads in a
clusters.
data
Yeah,
center.
I mean, servers,
The
networking.
answer is a new type of chip for data center infrastructure processing, like NVIDIA's Bluefield DPU. Let me illustrate this with our own cloud gaming service, GeForce Now, as an
Grow
example.
mullet.
GeForce
Are we
Now
bringing the
is
mullet
NVIDIA's
back? Is
GeForce in the cloud
Jensen
service.
going to bring it back?
GeForce Now serves
Okay, GeForce
10
Now is actually cool.
million members in 70 countries. Incredible growth.
Hey, if you guys can't
GeForce
buy a
Now is a
GPU, like
seriously
seriously
hard consumer
consider
service to
GeForce Now.
deliver.
I know there's latency,
Everything
but like if
matters.
you're desperate,
Speed of light, visual quality,
you should
frame
be able to get
rate,
some good quality
response,
video at least.
smoothness, startup time, server cost, and most important of all, security. We're transitioning GeForce Now to Bluefield. With Bluefield, we can isolate the infrastructure from the game instances and offload and accelerate the networking, storage, and security. The GeForce Now infrastructure is costly. With Bluefield, we will improve our quality of service and concurrent users at the same time. The ROI of Bluefield is excellent. I'm thrilled to announce our first data center infrastructure SDK. Doka 1.0 is available today. Doka is our SDK to program Bluefield. There's all kinds of great technology inside. Deep packet inspection, secure boot, TLS crypto offload, regular expression acceleration.
Yeah, that's the
and
one
a
problem
very
with stuff
exciting
like
capability,
GeForce Now is
a
that
hardware-based,
it's not good for like
real-time clock
FPS games
that could
and
be used
stuff.
for synchronous
But
data
if
centers,
you're playing a game
5G,
like, let's
and
say you're
video
playing
broadcast.
Baldur's Gate 3 or something like that,
We
and
have
you don't
great
have a
partners
graphics
working
card,
with
but
us
you
to
want to play
optimize
it,
leading
that
platforms on
may be a
Bluefield.
good option
Infrastructure
for you.
software providers, edge and CDN
Because
providers,
the latency is not going to be a big
cybersecurity
issue.
solutions, and storage providers. Basically, the world's leading companies in data center infrastructure. Though we're just getting started with Bluefield 2, today we're announcing Bluefield 3, 22 billion transistors, the first 400 gigabit per second networking chip, 16 ARM CPUs
That's
to run
pretty
the
wild.
entire virtualization software stack, for instance, running VMware ESX. Bluefield 3 takes
400
security to a whole
gigabit.
new level.
That's
Fully offloading, accelerating IPsec and TLS cryptography, secret key management, and regular expression processing. We're on a pace to introduce a new Bluefield generation every 18 months. Bluefield 3 will do 400 gigabits per second and be 10x the processing capability of Bluefield 2. And Bluefield 4 will do 800 gigabits per
Whoa.
second and add NVIDIA's AI computing technologies to get another 10x boost. 100x in 3 years. And all of it will be needed. A simple way to think about
He's
this
not wrong. We're
is that
gonna
a
need as
third of
much
the roughly
speed you can
30
get.
million data center servers shipped each year
imagine having 800
are
gigabits per
consumed
second.
running the software-defined data center stack. This workload is increasing much faster than Moore's law. So unless we offload and accelerate this workload, data centers will have fewer and fewer CPUs
Yeah,
to
that's
run
100
applications.
gigabytes a second.
The time for Bluefield has come. At the beginning
Imagine
of the
sending
big
files
bang
at
of modern
100
AI,
gigabytes a second.
we recognize
through
the
the
need to
network.
create a new kind of computer for a new way of developing software. Software will be written by software running on AI computers. This new type of computer will need new chips, new system architecture, new ways to network, new software.
Dude, if
and
I
new
had
methodologies and
100
tools.
gigabytes per second,
We've invested
Oh,
billions into
man.
this intuition.
I could
and has
still
proven
download at
helpful to
30
the industry.
megabytes a second on Steam
It
because
all
of
comes together
their
as
problems
DGX,
dealing with so
a
many
computer for
people.
AI. We offer DGX as a fully integrated system, as well as offer the components to the industry to create differentiated options. I'm pleased to see so much AI research advancing because of DGX. Top universities, research hospitals, telcos, banks, consumer products companies, car makers, and aerospace companies. DGX helped their AI researchers whose expertise is rare, scarce, and their work strategic. It is imperative to make sure they have the right instrument. Simply, if software is to be written by computers, then companies with the best software engineers will also need the best computers. We offer several configurations, all
Oh
software
Lord, people are
compatible.
spamming AMD
The DGX
now.
A100 is a building block that contains 5 petaflops of computing and super fast storage and networking to feed it. DGX Station is an AI data center in a box designed for work groups, plugs into a normal outlet.
Oh
And
no!
DGX SuperPod
Oh
is
no!
a
People
fully
are
integrated, fully
taking over the
network
Nvidia
optimized
stream with AMD.
AI data center as a product.
Oh no!
SuperPod is for intensive AI research and development.
Oh no!
NVIDIA's own new supercomputer called Selene is 4 superpods. It is the 5th fastest supercomputer and the fastest industrial supercomputer in the world's top 500. We have a new DGX
Oh, the
Station
chat has
320G.
It's become a
DGX
nightmare.
Station can train large models. 320 gigabytes of super fast HBM2E connected to 4 A100 GPUs.
It's
Over
a
8
nightmare.
terabytes per second of memory bandwidth.
Increase
8
slow mode.
terabytes
I may have to.
transferred
This
in
is getting a
1
little out of
second.
hand here, guys.
It would take 40 CPU servers to achieve this memory bandwidth. DGX Station plugs into a normal wall outlet, like a big gaming rig, consumes just 1,500 watts, and is liquid cooled to a silent 37 dB. Take a look at the cinematic that our engineers and creative team did.
All right, I doubled the slow mode to 6 seconds. See if that helps. I don't know. I think everyone's just gonna do it anyway. Make it 15. Let's try 10. Hey, they're showing off some cool stuff here though. All right, it's 10 seconds now. Oh, they're still just absolutely taking over the chat. Listen, all you guys spamming AMD in the comments here, where are you when I put up the AMD videos, huh? Where's the AMD representation, huh? I'll make a video about Nvidia and it gets like twice the views. And then I put out a video talking about Ryzen now these days or something. And they're gone.
A CPU cluster
They're
of this
gone.
performance would cost about $1 million today. DGX Station is
All of a sudden I can't find 'em.
$149,000. The ideal AI programming companion for every AI researcher.
So
Today,
my
we're also
suggestion for
announcing
you
a
guys
new
spamming
DGX
AMD in the
SuperPod.
comments would
3
be
major upgrades.
come to
The new
my next
80 gig
AMD video
A100,
because
which
I'm going
brings
to be
the
talking about
SuperPod to
Ryzen
90
6000.
terabytes of
You
HBM2
can go
memory
and spam in
with
that video.
aggregate bandwidth
There's a good
of
spot for you.
2.2 exabytes per second. It would take 11,000 CPU servers to achieve this bandwidth. About a 250 rack data center, 15 times bigger than the SuperPod. Second, SuperPod has been upgraded with NVIDIA BlueField 2. SuperPod is now the world's first cloud-native supercomputer, multi-tenant shareable, with full isolation and bare metal performance. And third, we're offering Base Command, the DGX management and orchestration tool used within NVIDIA. We use Base Command to support thousands of engineers, over 200 teams, consuming 1 million plus GPU hours a week. DGX SuperPod starts at $7 million and scales to $60 million for a full system. Let me highlight 3 great uses of DGX. Transformers have led to dramatic breakthroughs in natural language processing. Like RNN and LSTM, transformers are designed to inference on sequential data. However, transformers, more than meets the eyes, are not trained sequentially,
Oh my lord.
but use a mechanism called attention, such that transformers can be
Hey, he
trained
brought
in
some
parallel.
stuff out to show us.
This breakthrough reduced training time,
I knew he'd put
which
something on
more
that cutting
importantly
board.
enabled the training of huge models with a correspondingly enormous amount of data. Unsupervised learning can now achieve excellent results, but the models are huge. Google's transformer was 65 million parameters. OpenAI's GPT-3 is 175 billion parameters. That's 3,000 times larger in just 3 years. The applications for GPT-3 are really incredible. Generate document summaries, email phrase completion. GPT-3 can even generate JavaScript and HTML from plain English, essentially telling an AI to write code based on what you want it to do. Model sizes are growing exponentially. on a pace of doubling every 2.5 months. We expect to see multi-trillion parameter models by next year and 100 trillion plus parameter models by 2023. As a very loose comparison, the human brain has roughly 125 trillion synapses. So these transformer models are getting quite large. Training models of this scale is incredible computer science. Today, we're announcing Nvidia Megatron for training transformers.
Are you serious?
Megatron trains giant transformer models. It partitions and distributes the model for optimal multi-GPU and multi-node parallelism. Megatron does fast data loading, micro-batching, scheduling and syncing, kernel fusing, and pushes the limits of every NVIDIA invention. Nickel, NVLink, InfiniBand, tensor cores. Even with Megatron, a trillion parameter model will take 3 to 4 months to train on Selene. So lots of DGX superpods will be needed around the world. Inferencing giant transformer models is also a great computer science challenge. GPT-3 is so big, with so many floating point operations, that it would take a dual CPU server over a minute to respond to a single 128-word query. And GPT-3 is so large that it doesn't fit in GPU memory, so it will have to be distributed. Multi-GPU, multi-node inference has never been done. Today, we're announcing the Megatron Triton inference server. A DGX with Megatron Triton will respond within a second, not a minute, a second, and for 16 queries at the same time. DGX is 1,000 times faster and opens up many new use cases, like call center support, where a 1-minute response is effectively unusable. Naver is Korea's #1 search engine. They installed a DGX SuperPod and are running their AI platform Clova to train language models for Korean. I expect many leading service providers around the world to do the same. Use DGX to develop and operate region-specific, industry-specific language services. NVIDIA Clara Discovery is our suite of acceleration libraries created for computational drug discovery. From imaging, to quantum chemistry, to gene variant calling, to using NLP to understand genetics, and using AI to generate new drug compounds.
This time around.
Today, we're announcing 4 new models available in Clara Discovery. Mega Malbart is a model for generating biomolecular compounds. This method has seen recent success within silico medicine, using AI to find a new drug in less than 2 years. NVIDIA ATAC-seq,
that's wild,
denoising algorithm for rare and single-cell epigenomics, is helping to understand gene expression for individual cells. AlphaFold 1 is a model that can predict the 3D structure of a protein from the amino acid sequence. Gatortron is the world's largest clinical language model that can read and understand doctors' notes. Gatortron was developed at the University of Florida using Megatron and trained on a DGX SuperPod gifted to his alma mater by
Gatortron was created using Megatron. This is...
Oxford Nanopore is the 3rd generation genomic sequencing technology, capable of ultra-high throughput and digitizing biology. 1/5 of the SARS-CoV-2 virus genomes in the global database were generated on Oxford Nanopore. Last year, Oxford Nanopore developed a diagnostic test for COVID-19 called LAMPORE, which is used by NHS. Oxford Nanopore is GPU accelerated throughout. DNA samples pass through nanopores.
NVIDIA's over here about to create the Decepticons.
Like speech recognition, but trained to recognize genetic code. Another model called Medica reads the code and detects genetic variants. Both models were trained on DGX SuperPod. These new deep learning algorithms achieve 99.9% detection accuracy of single nucleotide variants. This is a gold standard of human sequencing. Pharma is a $1.3 trillion industry where a new drug can take 10 plus years and fail 90% of the time. Schrödinger is the leading physics-based and machine learning computational platform for drug discovery and material science. Schrödinger is already a heavy user of NVIDIA GPUs, recently entering into an agreement to use hundreds of millions of NVIDIA GPU hours on the Google Cloud. Some customers can't use the cloud. So today we're announcing a partnership to accelerate Schrödinger's drug discovery workflow. with Nvidia Clara Discovery Libraries and Nvidia DGX. The world's top 20 pharmas use Schrödinger today. Their researchers are going to see a giant boost in productivity. Recursion is a biotech company using leading-edge computer science to decode biology to industrialize drug discovery. The Recursion operating system is built on Nvidia DGX SuperPod for generating, analyzing, and gaining insight from massive biological and chemical datasets. They call their SuperPod the BioHive 1. It is the most powerful computer at any pharma today. Using deep learning on DGX, Recursion is classifying cell responses after exposure to small molecule drugs. Quantum computing is a field of physics that studies the use of natural quantum behavior,
Oh man, they're getting into
superposition,
quantum computing now?
entanglement, and interference to build a computer. The computation is performed using quantum circuits that operate on quantum bits called qubits. Qubits can be 0 or 1, like a classical computing bit, but also in superposition, meaning they exist simultaneously in both states. The qubits can be entangled, where the behavior of one can affect or control the behavior of others. Adding and entangling more qubits let quantum computers calculate exponentially more information. There's a large community around the world doing research in quantum computers and algorithms. Well over 50 teams in industry, academia, and national labs are researching the field. We're working with many of them. Quantum computing can solve exponential order complexity problems, like factoring large numbers for cryptography, simulating atoms and molecules for drug discovery, finding shortest path optimizations, like the traveling salesman problem.
Uh-oh.
The limiter in
Jensen's
quantum
got a runny
computing
nose.
is decoherence, falling out of quantum states, caused by the tiniest of background noise. So error correction is essential. It
Or
is
he's sweating
estimated
or
that
something.
to solve meaningful problems, several million physical qubits will be required to sufficiently error correct. The research community is making fast progress, doubling physical qubits each
Jensen's trying to make
year. So likely
quantum
achieving the
computing to
milestone by
solve
2035
COVID. Yeah.
to 2040.
He-
Well within my
He's already
career
he's
horizon.
worried he's getting a runny
In the
nose.
meantime, our mission is to help the community research the computer of tomorrow with the fastest computer of today. Today, we're announcing cuQuantum, an acceleration library designed for simulating quantum circuits for both tensor network solvers and state
That's
vector
wild.
solvers. It is optimized to scale to large GPU memories, multiple GPUs, and multiple DGX nodes. The speedup of cuQuantum on DGX is excellent. Running the cuQuantum benchmark, state vector simulation takes 10 days on a dual CPU server, but only 2 hours on a DGX A100. cuQuantum on DGX can productively simulate tens of qubits. And Caltech, using Contengra QMB, simulated
Uh-oh.
the Sycamore quantum circuit
Oh, their audio got out
at
of
depth
sync.
20 in record time,
Oh, there we
using cuQuantum on NVIDIA's Selene supercomputer. What would have taken years on CPUs can now run in a few days on cuQuantum and DGX. cuQuantum will accelerate quantum circuit simulators so researchers can design better quantum computers and verify the results, architect hybrid quantum classical systems, and discover more quantum optimal algorithms like Shor's and Grover's. cuQuantum on DGX is going to give the quantum community a huge boost. I'm hoping cuQuantum will do for quantum computing what cuDNN did for deep learning. Modern data centers host diverse applications that require varying system architectures. Enterprise servers are optimized for a balance of strong single-threaded performance and a nominal number of cores. Hyperscale servers, optimized for microservice containers, are designed for a high number of cores, low cost, and great energy efficiency. Storage servers are optimized for a large number of cores and high I/O throughput. Deep learning training servers are built like supercomputers, with the largest number of fast CPU cores, the fastest memory, the fastest I/O, and high-speed links to connected GPUs. Deep learning inference servers are optimized for energy efficiency and best ability to process a large number of models concurrently. The genius of the x86 server architecture is the ability to do a good job using varying configurations of CPU, memory, PCI Express, and peripherals
Stay hydrated,
to serve
boys.
all of these applications. Yet processing large amounts of data remains a challenge for computer systems today. This is particularly true for AI models like transformers and recommender systems. Let me illustrate the bottleneck with half of a DGX. Each
Anything
Ampere
juicy
GPU
so
is
far?
connected to
They've
80
gone over
gigabytes
some really
of
interesting
super
AI
fast
stuff,
memory
but
running at
they
2
haven't talked about
terabytes
like
per second.
gaming too much
Together,
yet.
the 4
Oh no,
amperes
they're back.
process 320 gigabytes at 8 terabytes per second. Contrast that with CPU memory, which is 1 terabyte large, but only 0.2 terabytes per second. The CPU memory is 3 times larger, but 40 times slower than the GPU. We would love to utilize the full 1,320 gigabytes of memory in this node to train AI models. So why not something like this? Make faster CPU memories, connect 4 channels to the CPU, a dedicated channel to feed each GPU. Even if a package can be made, PCI Express is now the bottleneck. We can surely use NVLink. NVLink is fast enough, but no x86 CPU has NVLink, not to mention 4 NVLinks. Today, we're announcing our first data center CPU, Project Grace.
Huh.
Named after Grace Hopper, a computer scientist and US Navy Rear Admiral, who in the 50s pioneered computer programming. Grace is ARM-based and purpose-built for accelerated computing applications of large amounts of data such as AI. Grace highlights the beauty of ARM. Their IP model allowed us to create the optimal CPU for this application, which achieves X-factor speedup. The ARM core in Grace is a next-generation off-the-shelf IP for servers. Each CPU will deliver 300 spec int, with a total of over 2,400 spec int rate CPU performance for an 8 GPU DGX. For comparison, today's DGX, the highest performance computer in the world, is 450 spec int rate. 2,400 spec int rate with Grace versus 450 spec int rate today. So look at this again. Before, after. Before, after. Amazing increase in system and memory bandwidth. Today, we're introducing a new kind of computer, the basic building block of the modern data center. Here it is.
It was a fake Jensen this whole time.
What I'm about to show you brings together the latest GPU-accelerated computing, Mellanox high-performance networking, and something brand new. The final piece of the puzzle. The world's first CPU, designed for terabyte-scale accelerated computing. Her secret codename, Grace. This powerful ARM-based CPU gives us the third foundational technology for computing and the ability to re-architect every aspect of the data center for AI. We're thrilled to announce the Swiss National Supercomputing Center will build a supercomputer powered by Grace and our next generation GPU. The new supercomputer, called ALPS, will be 20 exaflops for AI.
They're actually getting
10 times faster than the world's fastest supercomputer today. ALPS will be used to do whole Earth scale weather and climate simulation, quantum chemistry, and quantum physics for the Large Hadron Collider. ALPS will be built by HP Enterprise and come online in 2023. We're thrilled by the enthusiasm of the supercomputing community, welcoming us to make ARM a top-notch scientific computing platform. Our data center roadmap is now a rhythm consisting of 3 chips: CPU, GPU, and DPU. Each chip architecture has a 2-year rhythm, with likely a kicker in between. 1 year will focus on x86 platforms.
Ampere next.
1 year will focus on ARM platforms. Every year, we'll see new exciting products from us. The NVIDIA architecture and platforms will support x86 and ARM, whatever customers and markets
We're going to have to go back and look at that to
3
see.
chips, yearly leaps,
that gives us an idea on
one
when the next
architecture.
cards are coming.
ARM is the most popular CPU in the world, for good reason. It's super energy efficient. Its open licensing model inspires a world of innovators to create products around it. ARM is used broadly in mobile and embedded today. For other markets like the cloud, enterprise, and edge data centers, supercomputing, and PCs, ARM is just starting and has great growth opportunities. Each market has different applications and has unique systems, software, peripherals, and ecosystems. For the markets we serve, we can accelerate ARM's adoption. Let's start with the big one, cloud. One of the earliest designers of ARM CPUs for data center is AWS. Its Graviton CPUs are extremely impressive. Today, we're announcing NVIDIA and AWS are partnering to bring Graviton 2 and NVIDIA GPUs together. This partnership brings ARM into the most demanding cloud workloads, AI and cloud gaming. Mobile gaming is growing fast and is the primary form of gaming in some markets. With AWS-designed Graviton 2, users can stream ARM-based applications and Android games straight from AWS. It's expected later this year. We're announcing a partnership with Ampere Computing to create a scientific and cloud computing SDK and reference system. Ampere Computing's Ultra CPU is excellent. 80 cores, 285 Spec-In 17, right up there with the highest performance x86. We're seeing excellent reception at supercomputing centers around the world and at Android cloud gaming services. We're also announcing a partnership with Marvell to create an edge and enterprise computing SDK and reference system. Marvell Octeon excels at
NVIDIA's really
I/O,
getting serious
storage,
about
and
this
5G
AI stuff.
processing.
They're really pushing
This system
hard.
is ideal for hyperconverged edge servers.
Today we're announcing GPU
We're announcing a partnership with
shortage.
MediaTek to create a reference system and SDK for Chrome OS and Linux PCs. MediaTek is the world's largest SoC maker. Combining NVIDIA GPUs and MediaTek SoCs will make excellent PCs and notebooks. AI, computers automating intelligence, is the most powerful technology force of our time. We see AI in 4 waves. The first wave was to reinvent computing for this new way of doing software. We're all in and have been driving this for nearly 10 years. The first adopters of
No,
AI
they're not going
were
to
the
talk about
internet
shortage.
companies. They
They're
have
absolutely
excellent
not going
computer
to.
scientists, large computing infrastructure, and ability to collect a lot of training data. We're now at the beginning of the next wave. The next wave is enterprise and industrial edge, where AI can revolutionize the world's largest industries, from manufacturing, logistics, agriculture, healthcare, financial services, and transportation. There are many challenges to overcome, one of which is connectivity, which 5G will solve. And then autonomous systems. Self-driving cars are an excellent example, but everything that moves will eventually be autonomous. The industrial edge and autonomous systems are the most challenging, but also the largest opportunities for AI to make an impact. Trillion-dollar industries can soon apply AI to improve productivity and invent new products, services, and business models. We have to make AI easier to use. Turn AI from computer science to computer products. We're building the new computing platform for this fundamentally new software approach, the computer for the age of AI. AI is not just about an algorithm. Building and operating AI is a fundamental change in every aspect of software. Andrej Karpathy rightly called it Software 2.0. Machine learning at the highest level is a continuous learning system that starts with data scientists developing data strategies and engineering predictive features. This data is the digital life experience of a company. Training involves inventing or adapting an AI model that learns to make the desired predictions. Simulation and validation test the AI application for accuracy, generalization, and potential bias. And finally, orchestrating a fleet of computers, whether in your data center or at the edge in the warehouse, farms, or wireless base stations. NVIDIA created the chips, systems, and libraries needed for end-to-end machine learning. For example, technologies like Tensor Core GPUs, NVLink, DGX, cuDNN, Rapids, Nickel, GPU Direct, Doka, and so much more. We call the platform NVIDIA AI. NVIDIA AI libraries accelerate every step, from data processing to fleet orchestration. NVIDIA AI is integrated into all of the industry's popular tools and workflows. NVIDIA AI is in every cloud, used by the world's largest companies
NVIDIA AI
and by
is
over
in everything. It's in
7,500
you.
AI startups around the world. And NVIDIA AI runs on any system that includes NVIDIA GPUs, from PCs and laptops to workstations to supercomputers, in any cloud, to our $99 Jensen robot computer. One segment of computing we've not served
Thank you,
is
Redalia,
enterprise
for the
computing.
5 SGD.
70% of the world's
Says
enterprise
he's
run
purposely
VMware.
delaying because he's
As we
baking his
do at
3080
NVIDIA.
Ti in the oven.
VMware was created to run many applications on one virtualized machine. AI, on the other hand, runs a single job, bare metal, on multiple GPUs and often multiple nodes. All of the NVIDIA optimizations for compute and data transfer are now plumbed through the VMware stack, so AI workloads can be distributed to multiple systems and achieve bare metal performance. The VMware stack is also offloaded and accelerated on NVIDIA Bluefield. NVIDIA AI now runs in its full glory on VMware, which means everything that has been accelerated by NVIDIA AI now runs great on VMware. AI applications can be deployed and orchestrated with Kubernetes running on VMware Tanzu. We call this platform NVIDIA EGX for Enterprise. The enterprise IT ecosystem is thrilled. Finally, the 300,000 VMware enterprise customers can easily build an AI computing infrastructure that seamlessly integrates into their existing environment. In total, over 50 servers from the world's top server makers will be certified for NVIDIA EGX Enterprise. Bluefield 2 offloads and accelerates the VMware stack and does the networking for distributed computing. Enterprise can choose big or small GPUs for heavy compute or heavy graphics workloads like Omniverse, or mix and match. All run NVIDIA AI. Enterprise companies make up the world's largest industries, and they operate at the edge. In hospitals, factories, plants, warehouses, stores, farms, city and roads, far from data centers. The missing link is 5G. Consumer 5G is great, but private 5G is revolutionary. Today, we're announcing the Aerial A100, bringing together 5G and AI into a new type of computing platform designed for the edge. Aerial A100 integrates the Ampere GPU and the Bluefield DPU into one card. This is the most advanced PCI Express card ever created. So it's not a surprise that Aerial A100 in an EGX system will be a complete 5G base station. Aerial A100 delivers up to full 20 gigabits per second.
Really?
And can process up to 9 100 megahertz massive MIMO for 64T, 64R, or 64 transmit and 64 receive antenna arrays. State-of-the-art capabilities. Aerial A100 is software-defined with accelerated features like PHY, virtual network functions,
They're announcing a lot
network
of stuff
acceleration,
today.
packet
This is
pacing,
wild.
and line rate cryptography. Our partners, Ericsson, Fujitsu, Mavenir, Altran, and Redisys, will build their total 5G solutions on top of the Aerial library. NVIDIA EGX server with Aerial A100 is the first 5G base station that is also a cloud-native, secure AI edge data center. We have brought the power of the cloud to the 5G edge. Aerial also extends the power of 5G into the cloud. Today, we're excited to announce that Google will support NVIDIA Aerial in the GCP cloud. I have an important new platform to tell you about. The rise of microservice-based applications and hybrid cloud has exposed billions of connections in a data center to potential attack. Modern zero-trust security models assume the intruder is already inside, and all container-to-container communications should be inspected, even within a node. This is not possible today. The CPU load of monitoring every piece of traffic is simply too great. Today, we're announcing NVIDIA Morpheus, a data center security platform for real-time, all-packet inspection. Morpheus is built on NVIDIA AI, NVIDIA Bluefield, NetQ network telemetry software, and EGX. We're working to create solutions with industry leaders in data center security: Fortinet, Red Hat, Cloudflare, Splunk, F5,
Splunk.
and Area Cybersecurity. And early customers, Booz Allen Hamilton,
that's such a ridiculous
Best Buy,
name.
and of course, our own team at
That
NVIDIA.
sounds so ridiculous.
Let me show you how we're using Morpheus at NVIDIA.
It starts with a network. Here we see a representation of a network where dots are servers and lines, the edges, are packets flowing between those servers. Except in this network, Morpheus is deployed. This enables AI inferencing across your entire network, including east-west traffic. The particular model being used here has been trained to identify sensitive information, AWS credentials, GitHub credentials, private keys, passwords. If observed in the packet, these would appear as red lines, and we don't see any of that. Uh-oh, what happened? An updated configuration was deployed to a critical business app on this server. This update accidentally removed encryption, and now everything that communicates with that app sends and receives sensitive credentials in the clear. This can quickly impact additional servers.
Who named it?
This translates to continuing exposure on the network. The AI model in Morpheus is searching through every packet for any of these credentials, continually flagging when it encounters such data. And rather than using pattern matching, this is done with a deep neural network trained to generalize and identify patterns beyond static rule sets. Notice all of the individual lines. It's easy to see how quickly a human could be overwhelmed by the vast amount of data coming in. Scrolling through the raw data gives a sense of the massive scale and complexity that is involved. With Morpheus, we immediately see the lines that represent weak, sensitive information. By hovering over one of those red lines, we show complete info about the credential, making it easy to triage and remediate.
I don't know why that
but
just
what
really.
happens when this remediation is
Sitting
necessary?
here listening to all this science
Morpheus
stuff
enables cyber applications to integrate and collect
networking.
information for automated incident management and action prioritization. Originating
really
servers,
got me.
destination servers, actual exposed credentials, and even the raw data is available. This speeds recovery and informs which keys were compromised and need to be rotated. With Morpheus, the chaos becomes manageable.
The IT ecosystem has been hungry for an AI computing platform that's enterprise and edge ready. NVIDIA AI on EGX with Aerial 5G is the foundation of what the IT ecosystem has been waiting for. We are supported by leaders from all across the IT industry, from systems, infrastructure software, storage and security, data analytics, industrial edge solutions, manufacturing design and automation, to 5G infrastructure. To complete our enterprise offering, we now have NVIDIA AI Enterprise software, so businesses can get direct line support from NVIDIA. NVIDIA AI Enterprise is optimized and certified for VMware and offers services and support needed by mission-critical enterprises. Deep learning has
NVIDIA stock is up 2%
revolutionized
since this
computing.
apparently. Sounds about right.
Researchers continue to innovate at light speed with new models and new variants. We're creating new systems to expand AI into new segments like ARM, Enterprise, or 5G Edge. We're also using the systems to do basic research in AI and building new AI products and services. Let me show you some of our work in AI, basic, and applied research.
Probably not.
DLSS, Deep Learning Super Sampling. StyleGAN, AI High-Resolution Image Generator. GANcraft, a neural rendering engine turning Minecraft into realistic 3D.
Really?
GANverse 3D turns photographs into animatable 3D models. Face Vid2Vid, a talking head rendering engine that can reduce streaming bandwidth by 10x.
Thank you, DJ Foti, for the
while
$2.
reposing the head and
No
eyes.
gaming GPUs
Sim3Real,
announced yet.
a quadruped trained in Omniverse.
We'll see what happens.
And the AI can run in a real robot. Digital twins. SimNet, a physics-informed neural network solver that can simulate large-scale multiphysics. BioMegatron, the largest biomedical language model ever trained. 3D-GT, Omniverse synthetic data generation. And OrbNet, a machine learning quantum solver for quantum chemistry.
Yeah, there's too much Splunk
This
going
is just
on.
a small sampling of the AI work we're
They
doing.
don't
at
have
NVIDIA.
time.
We're building AIs to use in our products and platforms. We're also packaging up the models to be easily integrated into your applications. These are essentially no-coding, open-source applications that you can modify. Now we're offering NGC pre-trained models that you can plug into these applications or ones you develop. These pre-trained models are production quality, trained by experts, and will continue to benefit from refinement. There are new credentials to tell you about the model's development, testing, and use, and each comes with a reference application sample code. NVIDIA pre-trained models are state-of-the-art and meticulously trained, but there is infinite diversity of application domains, environments, and specializations. No one has all the data. Sometimes it's rare. Sometimes they're trade secrets. So we created technology for you to fine-tune and adapt NVIDIA pre-trained models for your applications. Tau applies transfer learning on your data to fine-tune our models with your data. Tau has an excellent federated learning system to let multiple parties collectively train a shared model.
No, they haven't talked about stocks
while
yet, but they
protecting
did
data
talk about
privacy.
Splunk. So
NVIDIA federated learning is a big
you missed
deal.
the Splunk.
Researchers at different hospitals can
I don't
collaborate
know how
on
you're
one
gonna be able to
AI
sleep
model
tonight.
while keeping their data separate to protect patient privacy. Tau uses NVIDIA's great TensorRT to optimize the model for the target GPU system. With NVIDIA pre-trained models in Tau, something previously impossible for many can now be done in hours. Fleet Command is a cloud-native platform for securely operating and orchestrating AI across a distributed fleet of computers. It was purpose-built
Today
for
we did
operating
witness
AI at the
history.
edge.
We
Fleet
witnessed
Command, running on certified EGX systems,
Jensen with
will
his
feature
mullet,
secure boot, attestation,
talked about Splunk.
uplink, and downlink to a confidential
Splunk punk.
enclave. From any cloud or on-prem, you can monitor the health of your fleet. Let's take a look at how one customer is using NGC pre-trained models and Tau to fine-tune models and run in our Metropolis Smart City application, orchestrated by Fleet Command.
No two industrial environments are the same, and conditions routinely change. Adapting, managing, and operationalizing AI
Today we're announcing 3DFX is coming back,
incredibly
baby.
challenging, requiring a lot of data and time for model training. Here, we're building applications for a factory with multiple problems to solve. Understanding how a factory floor space is used over time, ensuring worker safety with constantly evolving machinery and risk factors, inspecting products on the factory line where operations change routinely. We start with a Metropolis application.
Yeah, they announced
running
Splunk,
3
their new
pre-trained
product to
models from
help
NGC.
you
We're
grow a
up and
mullet.
running in minutes.
You're
But
right.
since the environment is visually quite different from the data used to train this model, the video analytics accuracy at this specific site isn't great. People are not being accurately recognized and tracked, and defects are being missed. Now let's use NVIDIA Tau to solve for this. With this simple UI, we retrain
Cybersplunk
and adapt our pre-trained models with
2077.
labeled data from the specific
Thank you,
environment we're deploying.
TNeil78 for the $5.
We select our data sets. Each is a few hundred images as opposed to millions of labeled images required if we were to train this from scratch. With NVIDIA Tau, we go from 65% to over 90% accuracy. And through pruning and quantization, compute complexity is reduced by 2x with no reduction in accuracy, and real-time performance is maintained. In this example, the result is 3 models specifically trained for our factory, all in just minutes. With one click, we update and deploy these optimized models onto NVIDIA certified servers with Fleet Command, seamlessly and securely from the cloud. From secure boot to our confidential AI enclave in GPUs, application data and critical intellectual property remain safe. AI accuracy, system performance, and health can be monitored remotely. This establishes a feedback loop for continuous application enhancements. The factory now has an end-to-end framework to adapt to changing conditions, often and easily. We make it easy to adapt and optimize NGC pre-trained models with NVIDIA Tau and deploy and orchestrate applications with Fleet Command.
We have all kinds of computer vision, speech, language, and robotics models, and more coming all the time. Some are the works of our genetics and medical imaging team. For example, this model that predicts supplemental oxygen needs from X-ray and electronic health records. This is a collaboration of 20 hospitals across 8 countries and 5 continents for COVID-19. Federated learning and NVIDIA Tau was essential to make this possible.
Thank you, Sebastian,
The world
for the 10
needs a
PLN. He
state-of-the-art
says Splunk
conversational
4080
AI
confirmed.
that can be customized and processed anywhere. Today, we're announcing the availability of NVIDIA Jarvis.
Oh,
state-of-the-art
today
deep
we're
learning
announcing
AI
the availability
for speech
of
recognition,
no GeForce
language
cards.
understanding, translations, and speech.
Oh, that's
End-to-end
brutal.
GPU accelerated. Jarvis interacts in about 100 milliseconds, listening, understanding, and responding faster than the blink of a human eye. We trained Jarvis for several million GPU hours on over 1 billion pages of text and 60,000
This is
hours
cool,
of
though.
speech
This is cool.
in different languages, accents, environments, and lingos. Out of the box, Jarvis achieves a world-class 90% recognition accuracy. You can get even better for your application by refining with your own data using NVIDIA Tau. Jarvis supports 5 languages today: English, Japanese, Spanish, German, French, and Russian. Jarvis does excellent translation. In the bilingual evaluation understudy benchmark, Jarvis scores 40 points for English to Japanese and 50 points for English to Spanish. 40 is high quality and state-of-the-art. 50 is considered fluent translation. Jarvis can be customized for domain jargon. We've trained Jarvis for technical and healthcare scenarios. It's easy with Tao. And Jarvis now speaks with expression and emotion that you can control. No more mechanical talk. And lastly,
that's pretty cool.
This is a big one. Jarvis can be deployed in the cloud, on EGX in your data center, at the edge in a shop, warehouse, or factory, running on EGX Aerial, or inside a delivery robot running on a Jensen computer. Jarvis Early Access program began last May,
They've announced a lot of things
and our
today.
conversational AI software has been downloaded 45,000 times. Among early users is T-Mobile, the US telecom giant.
Thank
They're
you,
using
Calvin
Jarvis
Weaver,
to
for
offer
the $2.
exceptional customer
Says
service
graphically splunked.
that demands high quality and low latency needed in real-time speech recognition. We're announcing a partnership with Mozilla Common Voice, one of the world's largest multi-language voice datasets, and it's openly available to all. NVIDIA will use our DGXs to process and train Jarvis with the dataset of 150,000 speakers in 65 languages and offer Jarvis back to the community for free. So go to Mozilla Common Voice and make some recordings. Let's make universal translation possible and help people around the world understand each other. Now let me show you Jarvis. The first part of Jarvis is speech recognition. Jarvis is over 90% accurate out of the box. That's world-class. And you can still use Tao to make it even better for your application, like customizing for healthcare jargon. Chest X-ray shows left retrocardiac opacity, and this may be due to atelectasis, aspiration, or early pneumonia. I have no idea what I said, but Jarvis recognized it perfectly. Jarvis translation now supports 5 languages. Let's do Japanese. Excuse me, I'm looking for the famous Jungara ramen shop. It should be nearby, but I don't see it on my map. Can you show me the way? I'm very hungry.
This is really cool
That's
stuff.
great.
This is actually
Excellent
really cool.
accuracy, I think. Instantaneous response. You can do German, French, and Russian with more languages on the way. Jarvis also speaks with feelings. Let's try this. The more you buy, the more you save.
The more you buy, the more you save.
I think we're going to need more enthusiasm.
The more you buy, the more you save.
NVIDIA Jarvis.
That's kind of cool.
State-of-the-art deep learning conversational AI. Interactive response. 5 languages. Customized with Tao. And deploy from cloud to edge to autonomous systems. Recommender systems are the most important machine learning pipeline in the world today. It is the engine for search, ads, online shopping, music, books, movies, user-generated content, news. Recommender systems predict your needs and preferences from past interactions with you, your explicit preferences, and learned preferences using methods called collaborative and content filtering. Trillions of items to be recommended to billions of people. The problem space is quite large. We would like to productize a state-of-the-art recommender system so that all companies can benefit from the transformative capabilities of this AI. We built an open source recommender system framework called Merlin, which simplifies an end-to-end workflow from ETL to training to validation to inference. It is architected
really
to
do have good
scale as your
names for
data
these
set
things.
grows. And if you already have a ton of data, it is the fastest recommender system ever built. In our benchmarks, we achieve speedups of 10 to 50x for ETL, 2 to 10x for training, and 3 to 100 times for inference depending on the exact setup. Merlin is now available on NGC. Our vision for Maxine is to eventually be your avatar in virtual worlds created in Omniverse to enable virtual presence. The technologies of virtual presence can benefit video conferencing today. Alex is going to tell you all about it.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the product manager for Nvidia Maxine. These days, we're spending so much time doing video conferencing. Don't you want a much better video communication experience? Today, I'm so thrilled to share with you Nvidia Maxine, a suite of AI technologies that can improve the video conferencing experience for everyone. When combined with Nvidia Jarvis, Maxine offers the most accurate speech-to-text. See, it's now transcribing everything I'm saying, all in real time. And in addition, with the help of Jarvis, Maxine can also translate what I'm saying into multiple languages. That makes international meetings so much easier. Another great feature I'd love to share with you is Maxine's eye contact feature. Oftentimes when I'm presenting, I'm not looking at the camera. When I turn on Maxine's eye contact feature, it corrects the position of my eyes so that I'm looking back into the camera
That
again.
is weird.
Now I can make eye contact with everyone else. The meeting experience just gets so much more engaging. Last,
that is
but definitely
bizarre.
not least, Maxine can even improve the video quality when bandwidth isn't sufficient.
I don't like that.
Now let's take a look at my
I don't
video
like
quality
that.
when bandwidth is as low as 50 kilobits per second. Definitely not great. Maxine's AI face codec can
Now
improve
that's
the
cool.
quality of my video even when the bandwidth is as low as 50 kilobits per second. The most powerful part of Maxine is that all of these amazing AI features can run simultaneously together and all in real time. Or you can just pick and choose a few. It's just that flexible. Now, before
Definitely
I
don't
go,
want you staring at
let
me the whole
turn on
time.
all
Tell you that
Maxine
much.
features so you can see what I looked like without Maxine's help. Not ideal. Now let's turn back on all the Maxine features. See?
No, I
That's
don't
so
like.
much better.
Stop looking at me.
Thanks to NVIDIA
You stop
Maxine.
that. I don't like that.
NGC has pre-trained models. Tau lets you fine-tune and adapt models to your applications. Fleet Command deploys and orchestrates your models. The final piece is the inference server, to infer insight from the continuous streams of data coming into your EGX servers or your cloud instance. NVIDIA Triton is our inference server. Triton is a model scheduling and dispatch engine that can handle just about anything you throw at it.
Thank you, Rob Little, for the
Any AI
$5.
model
He
that
says we're
runs on
calling it
2D
the
and
Matrix, so you can
So
live out your life in
basically,
a
every
digital
AI
simulation where NVIDIA graphics
From
cards
any
are never out
framework,
of stock.
TensorFlow,
Cool, huh?
PyTorch, Onyx, OpenVINO, TensorRT, or custom C++ Python backends. Triton schedules on the multiple generations of NVIDIA GPUs and x86 CPUs. Triton maximizes the CPU and GPU utilization.
Thank you, DJ Foti,
Triton
for the
scales
$5. He
with
says eye
Kubernetes and
contact will
handles
work great
live
for cheating in
updates.
school when you have
Triton is
to
fantastic
record
for
video for
everything from
yourself
image
for a
to speech
presentation.
recognition, from recommenders to language
I
understanding.
suppose if you're trying to give a
But let me
presentation,
show you
you
something
can't look
really
at the
hard.
camera.
Generating biomolecules for drug discovery. In drug discovery, it all comes down to finding the right molecule, the right shape, the right interactions with a protein, the right pharmacokinetic properties. Working with scientists from AstraZeneca, NVIDIA researchers trained a language model to understand smiles, the language of chemical structures. We developed a model with Megatron and trained it on a superpod, then created a generative model that reads the structure of successful chemical drug compounds to then generate potentially effective novel compounds. Now we can use AI to generate candidate compounds that can then be further refined with physics-based simulations, like docking or Schrödinger's FEP+. Generating with a CPU is slow. It takes almost 8 seconds to generate one molecule. On a single A100 with Triton, it takes about 0.3 seconds, 32 times faster. Using Triton Inference Server, we can scale this up to a superpod and generate thousands of molecules per second. AI and simulation is going to revolutionize drug discovery. We provide these AI capabilities to our ecosystem of millions of developers around the world. Thousands of companies are building their most important services on NVIDIA AI. Best Buy is using Morpheus as the foundation of AI-based anomaly detection in their network. GE Healthcare has built an echocardiogram that uses TensorRT to quickly identify different views of the wall motion of the heart and select the best ones for analysis. Spotify has over 4 billion playlists. They're using Rapids to analyze models more efficiently, which lets them refresh personalized playlists more often. This keeps their content fresh with the latest trends. WeChat is using TensorRT to achieve 8 millisecond latency, even when using the state-of-the-art natural language understanding models like BERT. This gives them more accuracy and relevant results
Best
when
Buy is
maintaining
using
real-time
AI
response.
to try and figure out where all the GPUs
It's great
went.
to see NVIDIA AI used to build these amazing AI services. NVIDIA AI on EGX with Aerial 5G, the AI computing platform for the enterprise and edge, the next wave of AI. Drive AV is our AV platform and service. AV is the most intense machine learning and robotics challenge, one of the hardest but also the greatest impact. We're building an AV platform end-to-end, from the AV chips and computers, sensor architecture, data processing, mapping, developing the driving software, creating the simulator and digital twin, fleet command operations, to road testing. All of it to the highest functional safety and cybersecurity standards. None of these things are openly available, so we build them. We build it in modules, so our customers and partners in the $10 trillion transportation industry can leverage the parts they need. Meanwhile, we build our end-to-end AV service in partnership with Mercedes. AV computing demand is skyrocketing. Orin is a giant leap over Xavier. The more developers learn about AV, the more advanced the algorithms become, and the greater the computing demand. More computation capacity gives teams faster iteration and speed to market, leading some to call TOPS the new horsepower. And many are realizing that the reserved computing capacity today is an opportunity to offer new services tomorrow. NVIDIA Drive is an open programmable platform that AI engineers all over the world are familiar with. New AI technology is being invented on NVIDIA AI constantly. These inventions will be tomorrow's new services. Orin is an amazing AV computer. Today, we're announcing that Orin was also designed to be the central computer of the car. Orin will process in one central computer the cluster, infotainment, passenger interaction AI, and very importantly, the confidence view, or the perception world model. The confidence view is what the car actually perceives around it, and construct it into a 3D surround model. This is what's in the mind of the autopilot AI. It is important that the car shows us that its surround perception is accurate so that we have confidence in its driving. In time, rear view mirrors will be replaced by surround 3D perception. The future is one central computer, 4 domains, virtualized and isolated, architected for functional safety and security, software defined and upgradable for the life of the car, and super smart AI and beautiful graphics. Many car companies have already adopted Orin, and so it would help them tremendously to also leverage our full AV development platform. Today, we're announcing NVIDIA's 8th generation Hyperion car platform, including reference sensors, AV and central computers, the 3D ground truth data recorder, networking, and all of the essential software. Hyperion 8 is compatible with the NVIDIA Drive AV stack, so easy to adopt and integrate elements of our stack. Hyperion 8 is a fully functional, going to production, open AV platform for the multi-trillion-dollar transportation ecosystem. Orin will be in production in 2022. Meanwhile, our next generation is already in full gear and will be yet another giant leap. Today, we're announcing NVIDIA Drive Atlan. Drive Atlan will be 1,000 TOPS on one chip. More than the total compute in most level 5 robotaxis today.
Ampere Next.
To achieve higher autonomy
What's Ampere
in
Next?
more conditions, sensor resolutions will continue to increase. There will be more of them. AI models will get more sophisticated. There will be more redundancy and safety functionality. We're going to need all of the computing we can get. Atlan is a technical marvel, fusing all of NVIDIA's technologies in AI, auto, robotics, safety, and Bluefield secure data center technologies. AV and software must be planned as multi-generational investments. The software you invested billions in today must carry over to the entire fleet and to future generations. The Drive Atlan, the next level, one architecture. The car industry has become a technology industry. Future cars are going to be completely programmable computers, and business models are going to be software-driven. Car companies will offer software services for the life of the car. The new tech mindset sees the car not just as a product to sell, but as an install base of tens or hundreds of millions to build upon, creating billions in services opportunities. The world's big brands have giant opportunities. Step one was going electric. Now the big brands are making their new fleets autonomous and programmable. Orin will be powering many next-generation EVs.
You know, it's going to be pretty wild when
and with Mercedes,
all the new
we're
cars
building the
are
end-to-end system.
electric cars
The world
that
moves 10 trillion miles a year.
that run on AI. I mean,
If only a
that's gonna be
fraction of
pretty
these miles
crazy.
were served by robotaxis, the opportunity is giant. We expect robotaxis to start ramping in the next couple of years. These services will also be platforms for all kinds of new services to be built upon, like last mile delivery. The internet moves electrons. Trucks move atoms. The rise of e-commerce is putting intense pressure on the system. One click, and a new TV shows up at your house. Another click, and a cheeseburger shows up. This trend will only go up. The US will be short by 100,000 truckers by 2023. The EU is short 150,000 truckers already. China is short 4 million drivers. So ideas like driverless trucks from hub to hub, or driverless trucks inside a port or warehouse campus are excellent near-term ways to augment with automation. We started my talk with Omniverse. We'll close with Omniverse. You could see how important it is to our work, to robotics, to anyone building AIs that interact with the physical world, to have a physically based simulator or digital twin. In the case of Isaac, the digital twin is the factory in Omniverse. In the case of Drive, the digital twin is the collective memories of the fleet captured in Omniverse. The Drive digital twin is used throughout the development. It's used for HD map reconstruction, synthetic data generation so we can bootstrap training new models, new scenario simulations, hardware-in-the-loop simulations, release validation, for replaying unfamiliar scenarios experienced by a car, or a teleoperator uplinking into a car to remotely pilot. The Drive digital twin in Omniverse is a virtual world that every car in the fleet is connected to. Today, we're announcing that DriveSim, the engine of Drive digital twin, will be available for the community this summer. Let me show you what Drive AV and DriveSim can do. This is a mountain of technology. Enjoy.
All right, tell me. Why do they keep... Is Jensen not real? Has he never been real? But hey, I'm probably gonna leave this one live on my channel. I tend to leave the events live nowadays. if they're bigger events. So I'll just have to go in and cut pieces of the music.
What a GTC. It's incredible to think how much was done in this last year. I spoke about several things. NVIDIA is a full stack computing platform. We're building virtual worlds with NVIDIA Omniverse, a miraculous platform that will help build the next wave of AI for robotics and self-driving cars. We announced new DGX systems and new software, Megatron for giant transformers, Clara for drug discovery, and cuQuantum for quantum computing. NVIDIA is now a 3-chip company with the addition of Grace CPU,
Megatron and
designed for a specialized segment of computing focused on giant-scale AI and HPC. And for data center infrastructure processing,
you can't keep getting away with this, Jensen.
And Doka 1.
Where's the 3080
NVIDIA is
Ti?
expanding the reach of AI. We announced an important new platform, NVIDIA EGX with Aerial 5G, to make AI accessible to all companies and industries. We're joined by the leaders of IT, VMware, computer makers, infrastructure software, storage, and security providers. And to lower the bar to the highest levels of AI, we offer pre-trained models like Jarvis Conversational AI, Merlin Recommender System, Maxine Virtual Conferencing, and Morpheus AI Security.
That would be pretty wild if all of a sudden he like turns
optimized
around
on
and pulls
NVIDIA
out a
AI
3080 Ti.
Enterprise. And with new tools like NVIDIA Tau, Fleet Command, and Triton, it is easy for you to customize and deploy on EGX. And Drive, our end-to-end platform for the $10 trillion transportation industry, which is becoming one of the world's largest technology industries. From Orin and Atlan, the first 1,000 TOPS SoC, to Hyperion 8, a fully operational reference AV car platform, to Drive Sim, to Drive AV.
I think the biggest
We're working with the
takeaway
industry at every layer.
from this whole thing was
20 years ago,
Jensen's
all
rocking a
of this
mullet
was science
now.
fiction. 10 years ago, it was a dream.
That might be the biggest
Today,
piece of tech
we're
news
living
we've seen
it.
in years.
I want to thank all of you, developers and partners, and a very special thanks to all the NVIDIA employees. Our purpose is to advance our craft so that you, the Da Vinci's of our time, can advance yours. Ultimately, NVIDIA is an instrument for you to do your life's work. Have a great GTC.
It was all fake. It was... Yep, he wasn't hiding anything. Why did they model his kitchen so much? Well, there you go. There, unfortunately, was no GeForce cards shown off. There's a lot. They showed off a lot of stuff, though. Again, I think the biggest takeaway, Jensen's got a mullet. This is getting wild. This is getting wacky and wild. Oh, geez, we got a whole nother... Okay, so it just went live. Well, yep, Jensen's got a mullet. That is crazy. That's the biggest piece of news I took away from this. I don't know what's going on with Splunk. There's something got splunked. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I can't even remember. I'd have to go back. Let's see. Can I go back? Because they showed a piece here. Come on, where is it? 2021 keynote. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go look for this. They showed off like a roadmap. So that was basically the only thing GeForce related. If anyone can find it, let me know in the chat. I'm looking through right now, but they did show off like kind of a rough roadmap of the next generation. I'm having trouble finding it though. Let's see. So All right. All right. I can't find. Hold on. I'm gonna bring it back up so you guys can see it again. Let me see. All right. So I'm looking for when they showed the roadmap. Let me know if you know in the comments where it is. All right. Thank you, Redalia, for the 2 SGD. He says your face looks like you're just getting betrayed. Well, I mean, there was never a guarantee that they were going to show anything. So it is what it is. Can I move this way more? Does that help? Does this not help? I think it kind of helps. Whatever. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, there's no guarantee they're going to show anything. It's just like, hey, maybe they'll do it. Sometimes they sneak them in. But in any case, I'm looking. What they did show was a little roadmap. A roadmap for GPUs. So I'm looking for that. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can find it. Let me know if you guys can find the roadmap. And if 4533 is that where it is? Let's take a look. Okay, 4534.
Intensive area research and development. NVIDIA's own
1 hour and 4 minutes, maybe? Is that what they're saying? You guys just pulling my leg now? Oh, here it is. Yep, you got it. 1 hour, 4 minutes. Okay, so
in 2023. We're thrilled by the enthusiasm of the supercomputing community.
1 second here.
Welcoming us to make ARM a top-notch.
There we go. Okay. So, all right. So he showed off like a data center roadmap, but it also showed some GPUs as well. So here they show 2020 Ampere. That was late 2020, it looks like, kind of. And then, because it did happen in September of 2020. Sorry, you guys can't see this. There we go. That makes it a little bit better. So yeah, here's late 2020. This is when they showed off Ampere, right? And this is probably the biggest piece of information if you're looking during this event. And now things can and probably will change. Things could get moved forward. They could get moved back. I doubt they'll get moved back any further than 2022, but it is possible. If anything, I could see them moving it forward, like coming out closer. So in any case, yes, Ampere launched late 2020, September 2020. It looks like they're aiming for a similar time period for the next generation of GPUs. They're calling Ampere Next Year right now. However, they're likely talking about like Lovelace or whatever they end up calling it. So if you're someone who's sitting here going, I'm going to skip the RTX 30 series and I'm going to wait for RTX 4000, well, according to Nvidia right here, RTX 4000 is a ways away yet. A year and a half away, about. So again, they could push it forward, but that also does sound about right. It looks like they're taking longer and longer to get to the next generation cards almost. And I think part of that might have to do with how wild everything is right now. I mean, why would you release a new generation of products if you can't even keep up with the sale of your current one? So let's see what happens with AMD. If AMD pushes out a new generation of cards in 2021, NVIDIA's hand will be forced to unveil these cards in probably 2020, sorry, when I said 2022, I messed that up. Late 2021 was what I meant. But whatever. In any case, if AMD releases something in early, let's say in early 2020, I'm screwing this up. If AMD releases something in early 2022, geez, I got it all screwed up in my head, then NVIDIA will have their hand forced, or if they release late 2021, NVIDIA will have their hand forced to release something. However, looking at this chart here, gosh, I was getting everything all screwed up because I was saying late 2022. Well, that doesn't really make sense. If AMD does that, NVIDIA is going to have to probably push this back to early 2022. I don't know. This chart's hard to read. I feel like I just confused everyone. Because this was 2020, and this is 2021. If you look at the chart, that seems like you'd be talking about the start of 2020. Well, no, Ampere released at the end of 2020, so I'm assuming this means end. So end of 2021, end of 2022. Looks like NVIDIA's kind of planning on releasing it end of 2022. If AMD comes in like beginning of 2022 here, that will force NVIDIA to be pushed back. Hopefully that makes things a little more clear. I think I confused everyone there. But yeah, worst case scenario, it's looking late 2022. So like what I said earlier, yeah, if you're waiting for RTX 4000 series, like, oh, I'll just get that in 6 months. We're already halfway through. No, 7 months into the cycle of a GPU is these days typically not halfway through the GPU cycle. That is typically like, so if it's like typically an 18-month cycle, it looks like here they're almost looking at 24 months, which is ridiculous. But even at an 18-month cycle, 9 months would be halfway through. I wouldn't expect to see anything in less than 18 months since the release of the RTX 30 series. So yeah, you've got like, I'd say at least a year until RTX 4000 series would be my guess. It's possible it could come out in like 10 months, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be a little while. Yeah. But in any case, I'm going to answer some questions now, because that, other than Jensen's hair, that's pretty much all that happened during this stream in terms of stuff that they showed off. Also, if you are watching the stream right now, if you like the stream, go smash that like button. Let's see if we can hit 500 likes on the stream. That'd be absolutely awesome. So go ahead and do that right now if you do like this. If you do like the streams that I do. I'm just screwing up my words now. I need to take this off. I can't talk with those on. I don't know why. But yeah. Yeah, smash that like button. No RTX 30 Ti. No, they did not tease or show off the RTX 30 Ti. This is the best we got here, was a rough roadmap for next generation. Hey, I'll take what I can get. That's actually really good information to have, so I like that. But no, there was no GeForce cards shown off. They showed off a lot of really cool AI stuff. They showed off like a bunch of different products for the data center and stuff that was actually pretty cool. But as for GeForce cards, no, they didn't really show anything. They just talked about the next generation like architecture very vaguely. And that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to go ahead and answer some of your guys' questions. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, if you want to go ahead and do a super chat, that's awesome. If you do so, I will get you a link after I end the live stream. If you get a hold of me via Twitter or my email, I'll get you a private link to the Discord. So that's a good way of getting into the Discord. I'm actually very active in the Discord. But other than that, yeah, I'll just be answering some questions, and then we'll wrap the stream up in a little bit. Okay. Let's get that open. I'm going to bring it up right here. Are you in fact real, or is this CGI? That's a good question. All right, I'm going to actually full screen this now because I'll leave it up to you guys. You think I should full screen my camera now, or do you guys want to leave the roadmap up? That's up to you. Game Writer, quick recap. They showed off a bunch of data center stuff, AI stuff. They showed us this roadmap for possibly next generation RTX 4000 GPUs, as well as some other stuff they showed off. But other than that, Jensen's got a mullet. It's getting weird and wild up in here. So, okay, so people want full screen, it kind of looks like. So we'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, Jensen, there's two things that made me laugh this thing. Jensen's mullet, he's bringing back the mullet. And the other thing that really made me laugh was when they talked about Splunk. That was weird. I mean, what a name. And it really just caught me off guard. Do you think he'll cut his hair? I hope so. That was a wild. I don't know if I'm ready for the mold to come back, you know? I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. All right, let's see. I'm gonna actually go ahead and reduce the what was it? I had to put in a 10-second delay. I'm gonna bring that back down to 5 seconds now, because I had to do that because there's a bunch of spam. All right, we got a super chat coming in from John Moore. Thank you so much. He said, "How do you get into the Discord?" Well, you basically you're halfway there. So if you do a super chat during the live stream, I'll read your question. Say thank you for the $5. Awesome, that was awesome. Thank you for the $5, John Moore. And then if you get a hold of me via Twitter or my email, either one works. I'll get you a private link to the Discord. So that's how you get in there. Anyone catch any Easter eggs? That's a good point. It may be worth like looking through for Easter eggs, but I don't know. It was mostly data center and AI stuff, so I don't know if there's gonna be like a bunch of Easter egg stuff. I just got here. What happened? Basically, I'll show you guys again. If you didn't see, basically the only good piece of information we got about GeForce was right here. A roadmap showing like late 2022 as their target for RTX 4000. We'll see if AMD forces their hand to pull it back further. But as for now, I would be expecting late 2022 for RTX 4000. It looks like that's their target. We'll see what happens. Other than that, Jensen has a mullet. that was wild. At the beginning, it was really wild. Also, isn't GTC for investors, data centers, and deep learning? I mean, it's a graphics technology conference. It's just for anyone who's into graphics. So all those people would be included. Mechloss says, thank you for the live stream. Have a good day. Well, you too. 3050 Ti, that might be coming out in like the next, 2 to 3 months here. I wouldn't be too surprised. Thoughts on Jarvis? I think that's a really interesting technology. So yeah, during the stream they showed off this new technology, Jarvis. It's basically kind of like Cortana, or what do they call it, Siri on the iPhone, except for it looks like it's way, way better. Has a really good success rate. It knows a bunch of jargon. It can have inflection in its voice, a lot of really cool stuff like that. So I think that's really interesting. I think if you can get that just like working on the cloud and being streamed out to people's phones, that's going to be a good way to talk to people with different languages and stuff. So, because you can have like a full-on conversation if it's low latency enough with it talking for you. All right, thank you for the $2. Bob Fiery says, have you seen the 4090 video? Is there a new video? I mean, I've talked about it for sure. If there's something new, I'd love to see it for sure. I got a bunch of stuff I got to put videos out on this week for sure. There's a lot of new information that came out and is coming out, so I'll be talking about that. But thank you for the $2, Bob Fire. If you want to get added to the Discord, get a hold of me via my Twitter or my email after the show. Are AMD cards good? I think so. I think they have some like actually decent software now. But if you're into maybe streaming, or if you're into video stuff, that may be a better it may be a better option to go with Nvidia. Do you think budget GPUs will get a refresh such as the 16 series? I don't think they officially stopped selling them. They may actually still be selling. I don't think they'll refresh them. I don't think so. There are no brakes on the AI train. A 6900 XT where I live is like $300 more than a 3070. Well, I think that would make the 6900 XT a better purchase if you're just into gaming. AMD cards are better for raw performance if you want better FPS without RT. In some cases, it should be better performance per dollar for sure, but with how things are right now, that's not necessarily the case. Do you think GameStop will actually get stock? Maybe. AMD cards aren't as inflated over here as Nvidia ones. Yeah, they're both inflated here. Did they release anything good? Nvidia bored me to death, so I left a little bit ago. The only like really interesting piece of information, again, I'll show it, was the roadmap. It looks like they're targeting late 2022 for the RTX 4000 series. We'll see. It might get pushed further towards like mid 2022 if AMD pressures them or something. But other than that, it was just a lot of AI, really cool processing technology and stuff. They actually announced a lot of GPUs, just not for gaming. Or maybe I shouldn't say GPUs, but the cards. I don't know. Does AMD have an equivalent to Shadowplay? They kind of do, I think. I'm not sure if it's like technically owned by them or not. I don't remember. Let's be honest, AMD is a monster at gaming now, but I see a lot of games that will come out later on RTX on. Yeah, probably. If you're into ray tracing, NVIDIA's going to be the better bet right now. But it really depends on what you do. Do you think NVIDIA will ever make CPUs for home PCs? I think they're thinking about it. I don't know if they'll do it. DLSS seems to shatter AMD card value, though. Yeah, if DLSS keeps getting put into games, that's definitely going to be a reason to go with NVIDIA. Will there be a 7nm refresh Ampere? I don't think so. Did they announce 3070 Ti, 3080 Ti? Nope, unfortunately they did not. Imagine all AMD PC versus all NVIDIA PC versus an Intel PC, yeah. I think they eventually do kind of want to all get into all forms of that, and it makes sense. Do you think that NVIDIA will pull another GTX 1650 like 2650? No, I don't think so. I think they're going to bring ray tracing down the whole stack. At least I hope so. So new GPU announced or not? Lots of new GPUs, just not for gaming. All right, they won't make CPUs. They'll gradually generalize their GPUs so they can do all the same things as CPUs and then some. All right. Let's see. We got... Wow, new mining GPUs. This is so good. They definitely didn't announce that. Pretty amazing they are doing with AI and self-driving. Yeah, I actually found it to be pretty interesting, to be honest. Sometimes I find them to be really boring, and there's a few sections that were a little dry, but NVIDIA does a pretty good job. The RTX Superset Ti Founders Edition. When does Best Buy usually restock? I think it's like Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays. I don't know for sure. You'd have to check on that. When do you think NVIDIA will start the launch date? I think next month is when 3080 Ti's should happen. But we'll see. I mean, if people keep buying 3090s left, right, and center, there's no reason to release a 3080 Ti. Do you think previous gen mining cards help for availability? Why would miners buy those cards if they have better price to hash an RTX 3000? They'd buy them because they can probably buy them in bulk at like a deal price or something. And they're probably, I don't know. I think it might help for availability a little bit, but it's hard to say because, yeah, it's using like 12 nanometer TSMC versus 8 nanometer Samsung, but there's also other reasons as to why you can't get cards other than just that. So maybe, might help, might not help. It's hard to say. In theory, you'd think it would help, but I don't really know. All right, when will God of War come to PC? I don't think that one will. And I think it plays pretty well on the PS5. I don't think it necessarily needs to. Like you might get a higher frame rate, but other than that, you're not going to get a whole lot extra out of it. Stock is mooning after CPU news. I know, it's like every time Nvidia has a GTC, you should just like buy stock before it or something. Of course, don't listen to me. Don't buy or sell stock based on anything I say. That's my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. Eugene Runa says, I hope you're having a good day. Well, thank you. I hope you are too. It is kind of funny, though, that does seem to be kind of like a theme. NVIDIA will release a bunch of stuff, and then their stock will go up after. I've seen that happen a couple times. I don't know. I guess I'd have to check, but I don't know. I'm not doing that. Do whatever you want. That's what I say. I wonder if miners will panic sell when EIP 1559 hits. Most of them will probably won't, but I'd be willing to bet there are going to be some decent deals for a week or so. I don't think so. I don't think it'll change anything at all. Maybe some people will get out of it because they'll see it as like a red flag. But they'll just start mining something else if they're not making as much. There'll always be another coin. Basically, mining's not going to go. You could literally, like Ethereum could go proof of stake or whatever, and it still wouldn't help. Because, again, there'll just be another coin and another coin and another coin that will constantly replace it. The only way it's going to go away is if Bitcoin drops. If Bitcoin has to become not worth anything, or just no coins exist that can be mined, and I don't see that happening. Has the Nvidia ARM deal fallen through? I think they're still trying to do it. Miners will not be dumping their GPUs. Trust me, if you think this, you know nothing about mining. No offense. They will make another fork of Ethereum if they have to. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to sell. It's not going to happen. Let's see. Wait, I didn't get to watch the end of the stream. Did they give news on a TI variant of 3080? Unfortunately, no, they did not. I just joined. Is RTX 3080 Ti announced yet? Nope, they did not. All they did, if you were wondering and you didn't see this, this is kind of interesting news. They did show a roadmap of next generation. So it looks like they're currently targeting end of 2022 here for the next generation. It kind of looks like, because I would assume, because this launched end of 2020 and that's kind of on the 2020 mark. So their chart is weird, but it's looking like end of 2022 is their target for what is supposedly going to be probably the Lovelace, but it may get pulled back. We may see it sooner depending on what AMD does. We'll see. But typically it's at least 18 months before GPU cycles these days, it seems like. My 3070 is having crazy issues with Warzone 2. I think it's just Warzone. Okay, people are talking about having issues with their cards. There are a lot of defective cards going out right now. It seems like. I think it's just because shipping is being rushed and people are being rushed to create them. That there's some what seems to be more errors than usual that I've heard from people. But there are also new cards that kind of happen sometimes. What does DPU mean on the chart? I like dedicated processing unit, data center processing unit, I think. That sounds right. I think that's what that is. I think it's a data center processing unit. Let me pull up the thing again and let it play for a second. Yeah, because they have what we're looking at here is like their data center stuff. The Bluefield stuff was interesting. That was kind of cool. And and the Grace GPUs there that you see, the Grace thing on the CPU. I think that it's Grace Hopper was the name that they named it after. So I think those Hopper sheets that you saw going online talking about multi GPU on a single packet might have something to do with that. It kind of looked like they're making multiple GPUs connecting to multiple CPUs. So that's kind of interesting. Where's the video? What video are you talking about? Ampere Next. Yeah, they don't want to announce like the names of it or anything, which is probably smart. They don't want it to sound like they're further along than they are. Do you think APUs will be the best value budget gaming option now? If they can create a good APU with like HBM memory on it, yes. Other than that, like even with DDR5, APUs are only going to be able to get so powerful, and it's not going to be probably the experience you want. Like even a somewhat powerful APU using like really fast DDR5 just won't be able to compete with even a low-end GPU. So I think they really do need to get HBM connected onto an APU. Do you think iGPU will be the next wave? Yeah. I think it'll pick up steam a little bit, but we'll see. The video you're watching, is that recent news? Oh, this is the GTC 2021 conference we literally just watched. So if you look up GTC 2021 keynote Nvidia, you'll find it. And at an hour and 4 minutes, you can see this piece here. Netlux TV says they also banned Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in China. That hasn't gone over too well. They didn't ban it in China, I don't think. Only certain provinces did, I think. I may be wrong on that. I think they banned mining in certain areas because it was causing power draw to like go wild. Because the power draw of mining is just insane. It's ridiculous. It was not banned in India either, I believe. It was put forward as something they're kind of like going to vote on or something like that, or they're considering putting it forward. So I don't think any country has officially fully banned it yet. But I know that may happen in some places eventually, because everyone's making their own coins now. And this is why I don't really know what's going to happen to the whole Bitcoin thing, because you have all these countries wanting to make their own crypto because they don't want to not have control of it. I think the U.S. is very nervous about that specifically. They don't want a large portion of people's currency being tied up in what essentially China mostly owns. I think they're worried about that. And so I think everyone's going to probably be creating their own digital currency. I don't know how that's going to affect Bitcoin. It's really hard to say, because on the one hand, you have a lot of people who are invested in Bitcoin. And then on the other hand, if all the other governments and places create their own crypto, and then who knows what's going to happen with the economies, it's like really hard to say what will happen. I mean, Bitcoin could drop to like being nearly worthless, or it could continue to be around as people like it as a way to not have their purchases tracked as easily. Because if the government has digital currency, it'd be very easy to track stuff. I have no idea what's going to happen with that. There's so many factors at play that there's literally no way of knowing. Thank you, Victor Enriquez, for the $3. He says, I'm curious about the Discord. What are the perks? So in the Discord, basically, I'm pretty active in there, and there's a lot of people who talk to each other in the Discord pretty frequently. I will post like sometimes images, or I'll post unlisted live streams in there as well. But mostly it's just a way to engage with other viewers as well as me. But if you do want to get added to the Discord, just go ahead and get a hold of me via Twitter or my email after the show, since you did do a super chat, and I'll get you a private link. Let's see. If they ban Bitcoin in US, every miner is going to sell. I'm sure it would lead to some, but there's a lot of unscrupulous characters that would certainly continue to do it. There's not really a good solution to this, and I don't know what's going to happen to it. So like, I have no idea, and I don't think anyone, in fact, I know that nobody knows what's going to happen to crypto. Literally nobody knows, because there's just frankly too many factors at play. There's no way of knowing. Where do you find your email? So basically, if you want to get a hold of my Twitter or my email, it's on my channel page. But just send me a message and tell me what your name was, so that I remember that you sent a super chat, and I'll get it to you. I'll get it to you that way. Let's see. How do we get into the Discord? Okay, so you're already halfway there. So thank you, Sterling M, for the $2, for the $2 super chat. So basically the way it works is if you do a super chat or, oh, by the way, I'm going to make this full screen again. If you do a super chat or if you support on Patreon, just get a hold of me after the live stream, and I will get you. In the way you get a hold of me is you go to my channel and you click on About, and there'll be a link to both my email, my business email, as well as my Twitter. Either one works, and I'll get you a private link to the Discord. If you have a crypto wallet pop-up address in the chat, I'll send you some coins. Unfortunately, I don't, because I closed all that stuff. I had one for a little bit, but because I was like, oh, I'll put a few bucks into something before the last one went up in like 2018 or something, and then I pulled it out and closed it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm done with this. So I don't have any wallets or anything. I'm totally out. I got I got nothing, no horse in the race, that's for sure. Why should someone value one crypto over another? Some like speed. I don't how many people are behind it. There's not a whole lot of reasons. All right, then we got, yeah, scarcity's part of it too, yeah. Let's see, are you planning to update your YouTube banner? I'll get to it. I know it is getting a little old, isn't it? Let's see. Okay, how I win the hidden treasure? Are you talking about, wasn't Nvidia doing something like that? I don't really remember. People here selling 2060 for 400 plus US dollars. I've been seeing 2060s go for like $700, like $600-700. Ridiculous. Who do you think will do better with Unreal Engine 5, AMD or Nvidia? I really don't know. Let's see. How can I get a 3060 Ti Founders Edition? My 5600X is almost useless with a 970. 3060 Ti is really hard to get. You may have to consider looking at a 3060 or 3070. But I recently made a video, like literally, I think yesterday on my channel. I think it was yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday on my channel. I made a video on like helping people how to buy cards. So you can click on that if you want more information. It's on my channel. And by the way, for everyone who's watching right now, if you're not subscribed for whatever reason, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon. If you are subscribed and you haven't hit the bell icon, make sure to hit the bell icon and enable all notifications. The reason why I say that is because YouTube can be a bit iffy on sending stuff to people. It does pretty well for me. It usually sends my stuff out to people, but I've seen a lot of people claim that other YouTubers don't show up in their feed and stuff. So if you just want to make sure, with people that you watch, if you want to make sure that you do actually see their videos, not only do you need to be subscribed, but you also need to hit the bell icon and enable all notifications. That way you never miss a video. And then if one pops up and you don't want to click it, that's fine, but at least you got the chance, you know? But let's be honest, you're going to want to click every video that I put up, right? Right. Okay. Are you just tech news, or do you also do some other stuff? I do some other stuff too. Tech news is definitely the most popular on my channel. So there's more of that, but every now and then I might do like some overclocking content. Pretty soon here I'll be doing a video about a Corsair water loop. I'm going to be doing a sponsored video with Corsair showing how to set up your first like whole water loop. That'll be interesting. I've never done that before. So there's little other stuff I do as well. Let's see. In your opinion, what's the easiest 3000 series card to get? I think 3070 or 3090. I think I'm leaning 3070 now. What do you think about the price of RTX 3070 Ti and 3080 Ti? I believe the 3070 Ti is going to be 600 and the 3080 Ti should be 1,000. That's going to be MSRP for Founders Edition. What the AIBs are, I have no idea. We'll see. Let's see. How well are you studied in machine learning, aka DLSS? Some developments recently, including Founders Cloud, helping improve DLSS vastly with 2-core GPU TI on Nvidia Cloud playing out. That's kind of interesting. I mean, I know about it. I haven't been like super into it though. All right, when is 3080 Ti coming out? It's looking like next month. Have you ever made a custom loop? I have not, so this is gonna be my first one. So we'll all be learning together. Let's see. I aim for 1440p monitor, so yeah, 3070 or 3060 Ti is what I need, depending on stock. Yeah, I'd probably look for a 3070. You'll have a lot better luck than the 3060 Ti. It's just hard to get. If you can get one, great. I'll look for them both, but 3070 is gonna be a lot easier. But you're not going to get it for $500 unless you find a Founders Edition. So it's probably going to be more like $600-$700. Any good news on GPU stock? Oh, I was talking about that the other day in a video. There's a video that I put up this week on my channel about that. Yes, there is good news. Its stock does appear to be increasing, and it looks like it's going to continue to get better. We'll see what happens, though. It looks like it's getting a lot better, though. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I think I'll answer some more questions for about 5 or 10 more minutes here, and then we'll wrap this thing up. So get your last questions in now, and then we'll probably be wrapping this thing up. We've been going for a while here. All right, thank you so much, Sebastian Castro, for the $5. He says, do you think a 30 series GPU will be easy to buy in November? I hope so, but I can't say for sure. I think it's certainly going to get better by then. Easy, maybe not. We'll see. But again, thank you so much for the $5. If you want to get added to the Discord, get a hold of me via my Twitter or my email, and I'll after the show, and then I'll get you that private link. Sika says, love your videos. Love your video intros. They're the best. Well, thank you. Got a 1440p 144 Hz monitor recently, and now my RX 580 is really showing its age. Oh yeah, I bet. 3080 Ti or 3090, which one do you think will be better? 3080 Ti, because it'll have the resizable bar to the box, so you don't have to flash it. And on top of that, you're only going to have to deal with cooling 12 gigabytes of memory versus 24. The 24 is ridiculous in the 3090. You don't need it, and it's just a lot of extra heat on the back. And then we got some people arguing about the US dollar in the comments. I am not getting involved in this. Dude, why the shortage? WTF is built in the background that the production capability is so restricted. There's just a lot going on. So demand is super high. People misjudged how much supply they should have. So for a long time now, they have not been able to supply as much as they needed to. It looks like there have been improvements on that front as now 7 months after the release. New deals for supply and stuff have started to kind of work their way through the channel. That's what it appears to be happening. But yeah, demand was super huge. People underestimated the amount of demand, so they didn't have enough supply. Then crypto took off, and then we also had shipping issues. So there's just like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. So that's why it happened. I think the 3030 Super will be the card to get. You think I can buy a 3080 in July in Dubai? I have no idea what the market is like in Dubai, to be honest. Why all builders do loops from CPU to GPU, vice versa? Why don't they put a RAD in the middle? The way I'm going to be doing it actually is I'm going to be I'm going to be doing 2 separate loops. So there's going to be a loop for the CPU and there's going to be a loop for the GPU, and they'll be completely separate. One will have a 480 and one will have a 420. Thank you so much, Not an Apple Fan, for the €5. He says, man, that was a snooze fest. Well done staying awake, my dude. Also, here's one for your boys. AMD is getting 20% more wafers. Well, that's good. Yeah, AMD recently signed some stuff with TSMC because Apple was moving over to like 5 nanometer and looking into 3 nanometer, so that freed up some more 7 nanometer for AMD. So they got a pretty decent chunk there. But thank you again, and Not an Apple Fan, for the €5. And go subscribe to Not an Apple Fan if you aren't already. He makes similar videos to me, and you may enjoy them. And then we got a $2 super chat from Daniel Tanner. Thank you so much for the $2. He says, any checkout bot regular gamers can use to buy 3080. The only I don't know about like auto buying stuff. I have no idea. Haven't looked into it because I frankly don't want to. It sounds like a nightmare. But if you're looking for a bot that just notifies you when stock comes in, you got like stock drops, you got Brobot. Those two seem to work pretty well. Stock drops would be like more of a global. Brobot seems to work a little bit better if you're in the US, just probably because they have a lot less users, which makes it less difficult. I don't know. They do seem faster as well, at least in my opinion. Let's see. I feel like you can get a 30 series card, get it, because if you're worried about the newest parts, your PC will never be finished. Yeah, 4000 series could be ways out. I mean, like I talked about here, it looks like they're aiming for late 2022 at this point. If you can see Ampere next on this chart, maybe they'll get it out sooner if AMD pushes them. But either way, it's a ways out yet. Like 4000 series is not coming this year. It's a ways out. All right, let's see. Will more games support resizable bar? Yeah, I assume they will. Probably going forward, it'll become more prevalent. Here we got someone saying, do a backflip again. What is up with the backflips? All right. People with old GPUs should keep trying to get a 30 series or wait for next gen. I would say just keep trying to get a 30 series if you really want a new GPU. And then you can flip your current one. If you can find one near MSRP, that's honestly probably a good one. Backflip. What? I don't know what's up with all the backflip comments. Every time I stream, someone's asking me to do a backflip. I've never done a backflip, and I cannot do a backflip. At least I don't think so. I haven't done like a flip in years. Monkey flip? What does that even mean? Oh, jeez. I absolutely lost it when they talked about Splunk, though. That was wild. Did Nvidia reveal a 3080 Ti? Unfortunately, not. No. Have you heard anything about stock 3000 series cards in Canada? Canada specifically, no. Not an Apple Fan says, you need to stop drinking on your stream, man. You don't remember the time you did that wicked backflip? Well, no, I definitely don't remember that. The only thing I've been drinking during this stream is water. Gotta stay hydrated. Get a mullet and then do a backflip. Yeah, the way things are headed, yeah, Jensen's going to be doing backflips with his mullet pretty soon in his moon boots. I don't know what's going on there. But thank you, Sebastian Castro, for the $2. And we got another super chat. Thank you so much, Netlux TV, for the $5. And he just puts a smiley face. Well, I'm glad you're happy. Do a bottle flip then. Listen, I can't be throwing water around here. My computer's right in front of me. Let's see. Just built a PC over the summer, got a 2070 Super. Do I try to get a 3070 Ti or wait for 40 series? I don't know for sure if 3070 Ti is happening. There's been leaks and rumors, but it's not confirmed. I'm like 60 or 70% sure it'll happen, but I'm not fully on board. So the 2070 Super is good. It depends on your resolution. If you want something, go ahead and try and get it, but 2070 Super is pretty good too. Netlux TV says, appreciate the dedication to your craft. You are a scholar and a gentleman. Well, thank you so much. Do a backflip while drinking your water. How many 3000 series cards have you managed to get? I mean, as like, to honestly, basically everyone that you've seen in my B-roll. So I got a 3090 for myself. I got a 3080 for my friend, 3070 for my dad. I got a 3060 for my girlfriend. I got a 3060 for my other friend, a 3070 for another friend. So quite a few just by watching stock drops, Brobot and all that stuff. So EVGAQ as well, that's helped. So I've been able to like hook everyone up with the 30 series card pretty much. So you're totally capable of doing it. JST's, that's definitely not the truth. See, I found a pre-built with a 3080 2TB SSD, M.2 and i7-11700KF for about $3,300. I would say most components are high quality, but it's $3,300. That's quite a bit. That's up to you. I mean, 11700KF system. I mean, 2TB M.2 is pretty nice, but that's kind of a lot for a pre-built. JC says EVGAQ is clutch. I got two 3070s and a 3060 through it. Yeah, it's gotten to the point where like video cards are still hard to find. So if you can get one, just try and help other people get one, because it's like at least you're helping another gamer get it. Netlux TV says, yeah, watch the stock tracking streams, look at pre-builts. Also, sometimes you'll see EVGA will put 2070S and 2080S into their site store randomly. Yeah, that's true. You can always look for last gen too. They're not bad. The market seems to love Nvidia talking about data center CPU, which is interesting. Yeah, well, it's kind of a big deal, to be honest. Like, this stream was a pretty big deal. Really quite a few things happened, so. Did 3080 Ti get launched? No, it did not. When would they release 3080 Ti? It's looking like next month, hopefully. Speaking of Jay, you should get some of those sick iFixit commercials. Yeah, honestly, I should reach out to iFixit. I love iFixit's screwdrivers and stuff. If you live close to a Micro Center, it's definitely worth waiting for a bit. I got a 3080 that way. Yeah, if you got a Micro Center, it's definitely worth checking in every now and then. If you happen to be close. How can you get a 3080? What's the best site, my dude? If you want to know the best ways to get a 3080, I just put out a video on my channel. Just go to my channel. It's the last video I put up. Go watch it. It's literally a buying guide, basically. But okay, I'm gonna do this for about 5 more minutes here, guys, I think, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. At the moment, I'm currently waiting for a 3080 drop on legit all the websites. Feels bad, man. Yeah, 3080 is really hard to get. It just is. Unfortunately, sometimes that's just the way it is. Diddle-ding, diddle-ding, diddle-ding. Let's see. All right, let's go. All right, I had to change a setting in the stream. Okay. After 3000 series release event, building a PC never looked so great. I already have a Ryzen 7 5800X and some RAM. GPU is supposed to be next, but then the prices skyrocketed, but I'm still waiting. Yeah, it's still not great. It's getting better, but it's not great. And by not great, I mean it's still bad. Imagine if they made a PCIe add-in card. You could pop it in and just add more VRAM to the GPU. That'd be pretty cool if you could add VRAM. like easily, but nah, they're not doing that. How much will a 3080 Ti PC cost? Do you think it would be worth it to wait for that or spring for 3080 PC from Micro Center? I mean, if 3080 PC is a good price, that may be your best option at this point. 3080s specifically are very, very difficult to get their hands on. But yeah. Okay. What was the result of this event? Anything new? All right, so for everyone here who's watching and they didn't happen to see, we did get a roadmap. That's probably the biggest piece of information. So what we're looking at here is we got Ampere they show at the end of 2020. Then they're showing Ampere next at the end of 2022. By that, they're probably talking about Lovelace. So it looks like next generation probably targeting end of 2022, but they may get pressured into bringing it out sooner depending on what AMD does. So we'll see what happens there. But other than that, Jensen's got a mullet now. That was wild. That was wacky. That was wild. That was zany. I had a good laugh during it too because they hit me with Splunk out of nowhere, and I was like, what is that really? Thank you, Sebastian Castro, for the $2. He says, keep up the great work. Also do a front flip. Guys, there's no chance of a front flip happening here. I got lights. I got my desk. I don't think I could even do it. I'd fall over. Everything would break. But thank you so much for the $2. And again, if you want to get added to the Discord, just get a hold of me after the show, and I'll get you that link. Let's see. Do the intro. We got a bunch of people saying do the intro. All right. There we go. All right, I'm answer a couple more questions here, and then we're going to wrap it up. So get those last questions in while you got a chance. All right. You should do a setup tour. Well, if you want to see what like my PC looks like, just wait for the Corsair Waterloop video, and that's pretty much going to be what you get. So you'll see the whole works. You'll see me tearing it apart, putting stuff in, putting together the water cooling stuff, maybe failing. We'll see. How many 30 series GPUs did you manage to get? I talked about that a little bit earlier. I helped pretty much all my friends and family who are into PC gaming get a 30 series card now. So that's good. Thoughts on graphic? Jensen said that they are now also a CPU maker, which is displayed the GPU next to it. So maybe we could see 3000 series rumors come true on a dual chip CPU and GPU. Yeah, that was really interesting. That was huge news that they're making more CPUs. Have you ray traced Quake? DLSS at 600 FPS. Oh my gosh, no, that sounds way too difficult. Quake is hard to run in ray tracing. I got an iBuyPower PC pre-built for 2K with the 3070 Ryzen 7 5800 scammed question mark. Not really. That's not too bad. Let's see. I'm late. Did we get 3080 Ti news? Nope. If you are late, I'll do this one more time. Here's the big piece of information we got out of this. Roadmap looks like RTX 4000 targeting late 2022. Again, I'll say this. It may come out sooner if AMD pressures them. All right. Recommendations for 240mm AIO cooler 5600X. I really like the Arctic liquid freezer coolers, so I'd look into that. What is your opinion on the previous driver disaster on RX 5700 XT? Do you think it'll happen to RX 6000? That was horrible. The Radeon 5000 series cards. I started telling people just don't buy them because they had so many driver issues. It was bad. It got really bad, and there's gonna be people who deny it, but it definitely got bad. We have the numbers people who responded. Over time, it got a lot better. But for a long time, there was a lot of driver issues with the Radeon RX 5000 series. It was an absolute nightmare. 6000 series, I have not heard a word about any issues pretty much at all. It sounds like it's been absolutely flawless. I've had one myself, flawless in my experience. So should I buy 3080 or 6000? Please answer. That's a pretty vague question there. I can't answer that for you. I don't know what you do. I don't know what your hardware is. I don't know what your monitor is. All right, let's see. Do you think the AMD will eventually be the #1 in both GPUs and CPUs? Maybe. We'll see. Nvidia seems like they're always got something up their sleeve, you know? I have 240 hertz and I game. If you had a 240 hertz monitor and you got a capable CPU, I think for high refresh rate gaming, if you're looking at like 1080p, even 1440p, I'd probably, if you're only gaming, probably we'd be looking at AMD instead. But either way, get what you can get is my real answer. Get whatever you can actually find for a decent price. All right, I got a 6900 XT for 1700. It was a good grab for. Was it a good grab for our times? That's a little pricey. I mean, it's supposed to be MSRP of 1,000. If it's an AIB, I could see it being like 1,200, maybe a little more. That's a little pricey. But I guess it's less than a $2,000 3090. But in any case, I think I'm going to answer like 1 or 2 more questions here, guys, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I'll just be sitting here doing this all day forever. And I do have a lot of stuff to get to. So let's see. I just ordered 1,600 for $1,600. Woo! That is a lot. Holy cow. That is a lot for a 6,800. Can't bring myself to pay $2,000 for 3090. Don't blame you. All right, have a good one. Well, thank you for watching. Rumor is 3080 Ti will be priced the same as 2080 Ti. I'm hearing MSRP 1,000. That's my guess forever. And then realistically, you'll probably find them for $1,200 or more. Okay. Is 3070 plus 5800X good for gaming and streaming? Yes, that's great. But in any case, I'll answer one more question, then we'll wrap this up. So 3080 or Red Devil 6900 XT for very heavy VR modeling and rendering. I'd go with 3080. It seems like Nvidia has better luck with like professional work, in my experience at least. But you may want to do a little bit more research on that. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. This will actually stay live on my channel this time. We got a lot of people watching here, so if you want to continue to watch, go ahead. It'll be live. It'll be on my channel. But in any case, thank you, everyone, so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.